I've started recording. So, got to crack open the beer. So, we are...
Mine's cracked already. Do I have to get disqualified?
No.
I'm not drinking
I just
one.
wanted to...
Am I a party pooper?
A little bit sometimes, but we weren't gonna bring it up. You're wearing the shirt at least.
Oh, the shirt.
I was gonna mention... I was gonna get changed while we talk. I was gonna mention that Sam... Your phone just got way louder. Did it? Oh, it got quieter again. Why did it get louder for a second?
Well, you were talking, and then you stopped talking, and then you started talking again. I don't know.
No, it like made a dinging sound and then it got loud.
Well, I got a notification. I got a beep. So it might be because of the notification.
So me and Sam have been out of town for the weekend. And hold on, I'm going to swap this so I can see the sound levels. So me and Sam have been out of town for the weekend, which of course...
That's why I look like a hot mess.
Which of course means that we stopped at Perth Brewery on our way home. And I've got a Perth Brewery beer. Sam's got her brand new Perth Brewery hoodie. Al's got a nice solid lager there to drink.
I need more fiber.
Is there fiber in that? Yeah, you know what? There's fiber in barley.
Nice solid lager.
There's fiber in barley. So yeah, today's episode is brought to you by Perth Brewery. We are not sponsored in any way by them.
Yeah.
They have no idea that we're mentioning them on the podcast.
Don't drink and pod.
But it is no, you can drink and podcast.
Oh, okay, good.
It's a perfectly legal thing to do. But they're like,
don't drink and drive.
They're quite possibly the best beer in Ontario,
Which one
maybe
do
the
you
world.
have?
I'm having the honey lager.
Oh.
It's got a picture of a bee on it.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously, a picture of a bee. It's really good beer. So I got to recommend, if you're sitting down for your next long session of World of Warcraft Classic, don't open an energy drink that you bought from one of your favorite streamers. Drink a beer like a reasonable adult.
What if they're not all adults listening to us?
Man, you're being a real rogue about that.
I'm being a rogue about that?
Yeah. Play on words.
Yes, I know.
Don't look at it too much. It's a play on words.
Okay. I didn't know if there was a reference I was supposed to catch.
Yes. Rogue Energy.
Oh, is that the Bob thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
Is that what you were referring to?
No, I wasn't. I was referring to the streamers that have like their own like brands.
Okay, so it's okay to mention that Bob has a Rogue Energy. You get 5% off?
I don't care. I'm not going to buy it because I can't drink energy drinks.
Do you think he'll mind that we just plugged him?
I seriously doubt he'll care. Why are you watching
I
TikTok?
didn't mean to. I got a notification and I was reading it. And I just happened to have TikTok already pre-opened.
No, I forgot that he has an energy drink sponsor on his channel. I'm talking about, like, I've seen streamers who have like their own personal like vanity brands of like energy drinks, or the one guy who I don't like, who I won't name, who has his own like energy gum. Like,
that sounds terrible.
It does. It sounds awful. Yeah, it's got to be bad for your jaw, because is it like nicotine gum? Are you supposed to like bite and then like hold it in your mouth?
I've never had nicotine gum.
Chew, stop. I don't remember how it was in the ads. The ads would say that you're supposed to like take 2 chews and then stop.
Okay, I think I
can. Then what with it?
You just hold it in your mouth and absorb the nicotine. You're not supposed to actively chew it. I'm assuming it works the same with energy gum.
And then do what with it? Well, like every bad girl, you spit.
So yeah, that's my rant on streamer energy.
I was focused in there, and then I realized
all
what
the good
you
ones
said.
Swallow. What can I say?
I've always taken issue with gamer streamers like plugging like supplements and energy drinks and stuff. Like it all seems weird and a little sketchy to me. Like, I don't want to buy something that could possibly be construed as like a medication from some guy sitting in his house playing WoW.
So you're going to support alcoholism?
Yeah.
This is a professional brewery, and also drinking the occasional beer is not alcoholism. It is enjoying life.
Okay. Should I get mine? I kind of want it now. Can you get it for me?
Did that actually work? Did my beer rant actually make you want to drink a beer?
Well, my stomach doesn't hurt anymore, so I can
it's
probably
ginger.
drink it.
It's lemon ginger. It's practically medicine for a sore stomach.
Yeah, I know.
And it's only 2.8% alcohol, so it is a super light beer, and it's refreshing. It's got lemon and ginger in it. So it's basically medicine.
You got Al his beer. So does that mean you're going to get
camera now?
me
Though nobody wants to see me
beer?
stand up and shuffle past the camera. And
So I get it. I
Screw
knew
it.
it.
You're fine.
I knew it.
You knew what?
I always call Al your boyfriend.
No, I am just pinned. I am pinned behind my desk. There is no convenient or visually appealing way for me to get out of here and get to the fridge.
I'm going to be honest. Guys have been more appealing to talk to lately than girls anyway, so...
I knew it.
Al's reached that point in his life.
You guys have snuggled before.
So,
Yeah, true.
so pause for Sam getting her beer.
We are beer casuals.
As far as relationships go, I'd go with a guy, but as far as sex goes, I'd still have to have a girl on the side.
Okay.
So why not both?
Because I don't think
Why not have
I
a
don't
group?
think the guy would want to not have a sexual relationship if they're actually into guys.
I'm sure you could find
A
somebody.
roommate.
There's all
It's
types.
called a roommate.
Oh, you want a roommate? Okay, that makes it a lot simpler.
But for tax purposes, no, I'm just kidding. It's probably not even good for tax services.
Purposes?
Porpoise.
Tax porpoises. No. First of all, you can't tax porpoises. They're not human. And I don't think having a roommate that you're not in a relationship is a negative tax thing. I don't think it. You're the tax person. You would know. Doesn't affect anything. So
Depends if you're of the opposite sex, then the government might say, I think you guys are really together.
or you're roommates because people live together all the time.
The government can screw you over on that one, though. That's one of the. I'm not anti-government, but that's one of the things the government can actually screw you over with.
If you're legitimately roommates,
you have to prove it. You have to prove. If they question, say, "We think you guys are." I guess now it could be anybody, not just girls and guys, but most likely girls and guys. But they can say, "We think you're a couple."
I was told this weekend not to divorce Josh because apparently the dating world sucks.
apparently.
Well, I mean, there's better reasons not to divorce Josh. But
Well, I wasn't planning on it. Well,
Wait, is that the only reason?
you were planning on it?
No.
'Cause you
The way
still-
he was acting this weekend, I was ready to throat punch him at least.
I was having fun. You were the one being a party pooper, Sam. It's not my fault. You wanted to go there.
There was a reason.
Just saying. It was your idea. So now that you're back, we should probably introduce ourselves because we have a lot to talk about today. So we're mere casuals
World of Warcraft podcast.
based on
Wrath of the Lich
no
King.
Classic Plus, a World of Warcraft expansion.
Well, we are going to talk a little bit about Wrath of the Lich King as well.
Are we?
You have a lot to talk about
Do I?
because we recorded on a Saturday.
Oh, shoot,
and
yeah.
you went to raid on Sunday.
Oh yeah, I should probably mention that stuff. But I feel like we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the Classic Plus announcement, the Cata announcement, probably not the retail stuff because I didn't really
Dude, spoilers.
spoilers
Yeah.
like you did to me. So I should probably tell that. So this past weekend, for those of you who don't know / live under a rock, was BlizzCon. And I went on the internet prior to BlizzCon because we were going to be out of the weekend. We were going to be out of town for the weekend.
May I interrupt?
No.
Is this part of what we want to talk about? Should we introduce ourselves, or do you want to continue that?
I might as well finish the story I started. It's going to be short. So we'll introduce ourselves because we did start introducing ourselves, but got sidetracked by me. So BlizzCon was this past weekend. So we were going to be out of town. So I went on the internet and I looked at the BlizzCon schedule because I wanted to tune in and watch the important parts live. So I looked at the schedule and I saw that at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time on Friday, they were having the What's Next in WoW Classic panel discussion, etc. So I was like, that's when they're going to be telling us the news about WoW Classic.
I had it on too.
I was driving during
we were in the
the
Starbucks drive-through
when Al spoiled it. Yeah. So
Oh, is that how we found out?
no,
I sent
because
it
I
covered.
was watching it on a delay. You can't send me like redacted text and expect me to not read it though.
That's your own fault then.
Well, I didn't think it had been announced yet.
You were
So
also
here's the
driving
thing.
and shouldn't have been looking at your texts.
I was in a drive-through.
See?
Like you just said, I was in a drive-through.
She's right.
I was at a complete stop, not operating a motor vehicle, more or less. So during the opening ceremonies, Al sends me a Discord message. What?
On her screen, all I see is green. Do we have the green screen going?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah,
won't
I
be able
guess
to
it's
see
all
it
green on my
because
screen,
I put it in OBS, so you can't see it on ours. So we're sitting there, we're in the drive-through, and it's during the opening ceremonies, and you message me, and you're like, "Oh, they announced this and this," and I was like, "What are you talking about? The WoW Classic forum isn't until 6:30," and then I went back and looked, and they announced all of the things during the opening ceremonies. Who does that?
Well, they did.
But why would they announce all of the things during the opening ceremonies? And they're like, all right,
They probably
we have 2 more days of BlizzCon.
Well, they probably had deeper things to talk about.
Well, they did. They went into more detail. But, like, I wanted to be surprised at 6:30.
Yeah.
Anyways,
We're
I'm
busy
Josh
at
/ Will Riker. What? I'm Josh / Will Riker.
Will rep what?
Yeah.
Well, you
I'm
interrupted
Alan
me.
/ Kona.
I'm sick. I'm Sam / Rolaren.
Well, you are sick.
Who's sick?
That's what it sounded like you said. I'm sick.
No, she started saying her name and then realized she was too far from her microphone for it to pick up. So what are you drinking, Sam? Tell us about your drink.
Mine is Shandy McFlorus. Fierce.
She said that.
Already
fiercely.
drunk.
It's a
lemon
Shandy
ginger.
McFlorist, she said fiercely.
What is it? Is it like a
Lemon
lager?
ginger.
Is it a... I don't know what it is. Is a shanty a type
Shanty?
of beer?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Shanty's
It's lemon
like
ginger.
A house, but that's a shandy.
It's a light flavored beer, and it's quite refreshing.
It tastes like ginger ale.
It's the kind of thing that it doesn't taste like ginger ale. It tastes like the classy ginger beer.
The ginger beer.
Which it kind of is ginger
well,
beer,
because
literally.
ginger beer has a pirate on it as
It's
well.
the kind of thing that you want to
I-
drink chilled, sitting on the deck in the heat of summer.
Yeah, but you
Or
handed
in
me
here
a
when
warm
it's
one
cold in the
yesterday.
Well, Ian,
It wasn't warm.
It was warm.
Today, this is warm.
It's not warm. That's been in the fridge since we got home. It's been hours.
Last duel.
Not to be confused with Duel to the Death, which was a podcast episode.
Ooh, we should make a beer line called Makara.
I feel like that's taken.
For a beer line?
No, but like trademarked in some way.
But well, it's a word.
Is it? Did they not make it up? That's not a real word, is it? I assumed it was a made-up word. I didn't think it was a real word. So we're going to talk about all the stuff that they talked about in BlizzCon.
Why don't we
they
just
announced?
We'll start off. How about we just talk about what we did in Wrath this week?
Okay, well, let's do it quick because I feel like that always
go
ends
first?
up taking years. Sure, Sam.
No. I wanted to go fast, and then we can do the news quickly. We'll gloss over the news because most of
Is there
the news-
non-BlizzCon news?
just nothing overly important.
Okay, so what did you do this week, Sam?
I logged onto my paladin, realized I wasn't in an inn, and got mad and logged out.
Okay. And what did you do this week?
Do you have anything of depth to say? Because
I have a couple brief things.
pause for door open.
That's a loud door now.
Yeah, it's fine.
At least we don't have a
it's
draft
sealed.
now.
We had a giraffe?
Yeah.
So this week, I did the regular stuff. I did the tournament dailies, but I farmed for hours and hours and hours and got a battered hilt. No, actually, what I mean is I went to the auction house and
Okay,
I
I
bought
was
a
going to
battered
say you
hilt.
bought it. Because was that this
Oh,
week?
wait,
that we
I did do
we
something.
that. Yeah, we did stuff this week. It just feels like forever
Yeah, I
ago
know.
because
the
we were
three
away
of
for
us
the
were running
weekend.
those dungeons.
Yeah.
I did do something.
You
I bet-
healed. You came as a
Yeah.
priest and you healed for some farming sessions
I got nothing good out of it.
in Forge of Souls and Pit of Sauron.
Which, if Snot Goblin hasn't done it yet, he'll run with us, I would imagine, because he's doing the battered hilt
What is
as
he?
well.
What is
He's
he?
Druid.
druid.
a druid.
Druid tank.
So tank. Oh, so you won't have to
I can do damage
tank.
as I was born to do.
So I did the battered hilt. I soloed most of it. And I got my Kel Sarar, the Cunning of the Shadow.
So the DPS sword.
Sorry, I got Kel Delar, Cunning of the Shadows. I don't even know what my sword is called.
It's a nonsense word, so it's hard to remember.
My DPS has gone up a little bit. Snot Goblin keeps sending me stuff because you're pumping, man. He's no, he messaged me on one of the dungeons. He goes, "You're doing better than the mage," and they're from this Fusion, I think, from Fusion. He Because I thought they were supposed to be
It must
good.
be like an alt or something.
Because I thought they were supposed to be good. Because you're kicking... Then the mage beat me on the last fight because I kind of died.
What dungeon was it?
Oh, we're running from the Lich King.
How did you die on that?
Something... We had a lot of waves. The last wall,
If he does it again,
there was a lot of waves. Even Snotgum was like, that seemed like a lot. But eventually...
Well, yeah, the last one's supposed to have extra.
If we had
But I don't
Snot Goblin
remember-
on us. On us? Yeah.
Have you had Snot Goblin on you?
I meant on the podcast because
No.
we talk about
Let's
him a
start with the
lot.
first
We
part.
should.
We've had Dimitri and Falcon Mick.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, we did special guests.
And then we got
so
some...
much.
Well, it's because we got some feedback that people wanted more of us and less of guests.
Oh, well, we talk about Snot Goblin a lot. Maybe we should.
Yeah,
No,
maybe.
we should have more guests. There's people
We
that
should.
want to.
Well, we just need to pace guests. We shouldn't have guests every week, but we should have guests sometimes.
So
But that's not the topic at hand. We're talking about what we did this week.
we got overwhelmed, and even Snotgum said, yeah, that felt like a lot. He said that before I said anything. Then somebody, the other druid, because we had a couple druids, not just Snotgoblin, the other druid battle res me, and I'm like, okay, I'll try. I'm behind the Lich King.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't make it, so I died. That's the only time that my DPS dipped.
Well, I mean, it happens when you're dead, I suppose.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I remember when I did, because I've only done Halls of Reflection once so far, and I remember doing it, I had just gotten new gear that I was testing out. So on the last wave, I was like, man, I wish there was more mobs, because I wanted to hit more things.
So I queued up for Forge of Souls and Pit of Sauron with no friends.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's your life. What
It's
can we do?
not our fault you have no
No,
friends.
I was saying I'm going beyond my boundaries.
Oh, he was bragging. I thought he was complaining. You
Yeah.
never know.
No, that wasn't bragging. I was talking about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you're saying that you've done something good. So it's
Well, he
kind of like
did
bragging.
just try to get another friend to play, but
And
doesn't want to.
I also cataloged most of it, but there's no sound. So I'm going to make a video. And if Snotgoblin hasn't finished it, I'll show him what I did. Because most of it can be soloed.
Can you turn it into normal mode?
You turn it in Dalaran. I didn't know that Dalaran had hard mode.
Well, no, but don't you have to go to some of the dungeons for the Battered Hilt? I didn't.
Yeah.
It's not an upgrade for me, so I had no desire to do it. So I didn't really look too much into
Well,
it.
they've gone back up in price, so that's probably a good thing. But I don't know.
Probably less people doing it, farming it.
I don't know. I queued up, so I was in a heroic mode. But the last dungeon, the Halls of Reflection, I think it can be on. I did that on normal mode, but you fight the sword.
Oh, weird.
And well, yeah. And
If you lose, do you lose the sword? Is there a risk to trying it on your own?
no, I can
Okay.
tell you that for a fact.
You lost.
Like twice. And so the first time I lost, I go, okay, I wasn't prepared. So the second time I went in and blew my cooldown, I was like,
You were not
I was
prepared.
not prepared. And then I said, well, wait a minute, what's going on? And then I looked over and Uther's standing over in one spot. So I said, Uther's standing over there. So
I wanted to look cool.
I ran past the sword,
it's
and then
okay.
I shot the sword.
You look cool.
I shot the sword and brought him over. And then Uther started fighting him. I said, okay, this I can
That's
handle.
nice of him. Isn't Uther the Lich King?
No.
Who's the
Uther's
Lich King?
son is the Lich King.
What's his name?
Uther, the other guy.
Okay, yeah. Still don't remember his name.
Yeah, I do, but I just forgot it.
Whoops.
And then you got to take it down, and you got to do this 3-wave fight in the Dead Scar on the Isle. So the Elven Isle. Oh man,
Right now.
What's not important?
where
Well,
Sunwell
you're
Plateau
doing-
is.
Yeah, no, I wanted to look nice in the background of the video. So I had to put on my proper gear set.
I am a little bit distracted, so I'm missing it. But where the Sunwell Plateau is,
So at the Sunwell Plateau?
yeah,
Yeah.
you go into the Dead Scar behind it. You fight a couple waves, and they say, "Oh, you are worthy of the sword." I said, "Yes, I am, because I sat here and let you do most of the fighting. Thank
Nice.
you." And then I went in to Sunwell Plateau, dipped it in the water, took it to the people in Ice Crown, took it to the people in Dalaran. They said, "Here you go." I said, "Thank you."
Sounds really complicated for a 251 item level sword.
It was fun.
I
And I
bet it
got
was.
it. And I look cool.
Nice. I have a cool axe. So, is that all you did this week? Did you do anything else?
No,
I
just
can do
working on videos because I really haven't had a lot of time in the last little bit.
Because I can do a quick rundown of what I did. So, after we recorded last, was it Saturday? So we recorded last Saturday, and I was talking about gear I'd gotten and how I was looking forward to raid so I could like really test my gear and character out, right? Yes. So I go to raid on Saturday, and I got a new weapon. I got a new ring and one other item. I got like 3 upgrades. Like on this raid, like all like heroic level. Like, well, the ring and the weapon were heroic level drops, and I might have gotten 1 non-heroic piece. Oh no, I got the token. It was normal. It was the normal level. It was the second, like of the tier 10. You know how the tier 10, you get the one you buy with the badges, and then you get the first tier token, and then the heroic tier token. I got the first tier token. So one of my tier pieces is now 264 instead of 251.
Nice.
So it's better. So I got some upgrades, and I love the new axe, and I was just going nuts with the axe. Like, it was a lot of fun. You can't trade them. It's not a good hunter weapon. It doesn't have strength on it, no agility.
We should do some stuff together. We would probably rock.
We did after I got the weapon.
Maybe 3 times my DPS.
Yeah, but it's awesome because the axe that I got, like, first of all, it's an axe, so I lose my racial for the sword, but I'm already over the expertise cap, even with the axe. So I was still able to drop my Seal of Vengeance glyph because I have so much expertise on my gear. I don't need the sword and I don't need the glyph, so I'm still like just over the cap, even with the axe and no glyph. So it doesn't matter that it's not a sword. And it's got decent stats on it. It's got way more DPS than the weapon I had. It's slightly slower, so my percentage of weapon damage attacks do more. And it has a life tap, like, proc on it that actually goes off a fair amount. So not only do I have Divine Storm, but I've got the life tap up on the axe now, too. And I have so much self-healing. I heal a lot. Yeah. When I'm DPSing in a raid, like, I do a lot of healing. It's fun.
Wish I enjoyed playing as much as you do.
Well, just
the first
just
step
enjoy
is
it.
to play.
Just get excited. Pretend it's TikTok.
But like,
yeah, just do it in 3-minute intervals. TikTok. What were you talking? Oh yeah, I need to get another piece of that tier stuff that you're talking about, not the higher up, the one you get with the
like the frost token ones. Yeah. And I'm behind now on my 3rd piece because, like I said, we've been away, so I haven't done my daily in like 3 days because where we went had no. I'm not blaming you. Where we went had no internet, so I couldn't even take a computer and do it if I wanted to.
Use your phone.
So can't play WoW on your phone. It doesn't work.
No, but you can hotspot it. But so I have the helm.
Yeah, that would, because there's not a good cell signal there either.
I have the helm though. When I put it on, it breaks my 4-piece set, and it doesn't give me the 2-piece because I don't have 2 pieces. But when I get 2 pieces, it's going to help rejuvenate some of my energy, which I think just gives me more shots. So that's pretty.
What are you, Rogue?
Oh, and also raid, because we haven't done raid this week yet. It's Sunday right now. Normally I would raid Saturday and Sunday, but with it being BlizzCon weekend, a bunch of our raid is at BlizzCon. So we put it off. So I'm signed up because our guild has a weekday raid and a weekend raid. So they're doing a combined raid on Monday, which I'm signed up for. So hopefully I get into that because it happens after I get off work on Monday. So I would be able to go for the extent of it. But we did get last week, after we recorded the podcast, we got Lich King attempts in. Not non-heroic, of course, because apparently, like, almost nobody has killed heroic Lich King. Like, it's so much harder than the other raids.
Cool.
Like, people were like, "Oh yeah, Alduar is like the peak of hardness. Like, it's this super difficult raid." Yeah, more people beat Algalon than have beat heroic Lich King in this amount of time. I'm pretty sure, but I think ICC might actually be difficult.
I see.
Some of the fights are like hard. And like we're actually having to do progression on the heroic modes. Like we have to switch back and forth a lot because
I need to find a way to get into some raids.
Like there's some stuff that we're just like we're not going to try heroic mode.
Are you going to ditch us too?
We just can't.
No, I just want to play. I just want to play some raids because I think
you're allowed to raid.
Ditch me.
I'm almost at 5K gear score. I'm 15 short.
Nice. So I'm exactly 15 short of 6K.
Nice.
So we're practically the same.
I just don't think dungeons will have anything more for me. Maybe just badges that I can buy my stuff, but that's just gonna be
there's probably some badge stuff you can get. Like, do you have everything you need from the Filer Stones?
No.
And
what I can get is I can buy a necklace, which is the only reason I would buy it is my BIS.
Because one thing you could do fairly easily with a pretty low time commitment is try and get into some like heroic, what's it called, TOGC raids.
It's like got to learn the fights though.
That's the thing. They're really simple fights, especially for melee. They're simple fights, and it's a quick raid. Like if you say you do it GDKP and you get into a good GDKP, you'll be done it in 40 minutes. If it takes that long. I mean, that might be even including loot. And even if you're in like a pug for it that only does a couple hard modes and then does easy mode for like a noob or something, you're still going to be done in less than an hour with very little headache.
Yeah, I think I'd rather do a pug than a GDKP. I don't want to pay because I started to use...
Well, the thing with GDKP, though, is you say you don't want to pay, but if you go in and your stuff doesn't drop, you actually get money.
Okay.
But then if his stuff drops, but he doesn't want to pay for it.
Well, if I don't, then I'm blacklisted. I have to.
You have to at least put an effort. But, I mean, set yourself a cost cap. And if there's someone bidding against you for every item, just don't keep bidding. Like, put in a couple bids, and if you're bidding multiple times on items and someone just keeps outbidding you, then I don't think they're going to complain because A, that means somebody's shelling out. So as long as the money's coming in, they're happy, and you're obviously trying to bid. So just
I get that.
Just say like, okay, here's my tell yourself going in, this is what I'm capping myself at for each item, and if you reach that cap, just don't keep bidding.
Yeah, but what I have to do because I spent 5,200 on my hilt, and I have to get another token because I'm going to be up at the end of November. I'm not paying for WoW. I'm getting my WoW for free. So I don't know what I'll have, but I'll still have to make a little more money. But I did accomplish one more thing.
What?
This week, Time Lost Proto Drake.
What is that? I saw that and I didn't even know what it was.
Took up the whole screen.
It's a rare that flies around Storm Peaks and drops the Time Lost Proto Drake mount.
Storm Peaks. I've never even seen it or heard of it. I didn't know there was a mount there.
I've been hunting it for over a decade. And
did you know? Fun fact: I have 3 level 80s. I don't have the achievement to kill a rare in Northrend on any of them. I haven't seen a rare mob yet.
In the last few days, I've killed 3 or 4 rares.
Now the dinosaur, was that the one in Ungoro?
Okay, so the dinosaur, no.
What was that?
That was in Sholazar.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen a rare.
I forgot.
I haven't seen a rare in Northrend yet.
This morning I got Durkee.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't want turkey.
He's also in Storm Peaks. He's one of the robot guys, but he's just standing out. So I got Time Lost Proto Drake here. You know where the Engine of the Makers is? You got the giant circle in the ground?
Yeah, sure.
No.
So
I'm pretty sure I do. There's a lot of circles.
It's above K3. You go up the frozen waterfall.
I think so.
Right. So Time Lost Proto Drake was just sauntering around here. Said, cool. No one tagged him. I brought him down.
Does he always drop them out?
Yes. And then today, over on the other side, just before you cross over and go where Durkee was there. Found him, got him. I got the dinosaur. So yeah, I got a lot of blues. I got.
Yeah, I don't have luck, so it's not like a thing I can do. Like I fly around a lot. I have never seen anything. I even had the rare detector on for. I don't know if I have it now. I feel like it's one of the add-ons that broke, maybe. Or maybe I do, and I just haven't seen a rare because I have a rare detector installed. It hasn't gone off in months.
It gives me an error, but I got the error, and I said, and I look down and it says, Time Lost Proto Drake has been detected. So I'm like, where are you? Where are you?
Yeah, no, I feel like I've had it go off at lower levels on my lower level characters, so maybe I do have it still.
I said, tar time, and boom, there he is. He's got the moon on him. I said, all right, I went and got him.
So anyways.
He flies up. You got to aggro him and bring him down, unless you can fight in the air, but...
Usually can't. So we're at like half an hour. I feel like that's enough time allotted for talking about what we've done because we've got a lot left to talk about. Okay. So do you want to do a quick news segment? You said there's news.
Pause for news intro.
It's time for the news.
We can make it quick. Do I have Discord open?
Rush through the news.
So the only thing, we're not going to really talk much about what happened at BlizzCon, because we're going to talk about what happened at BlizzCon.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I did notice is...
ignore the BlizzCon news. That's not important right now.
There's something, it's called Fantastic Pixel Castle, which is Ghostcrawler's new studio and MMO codename Ghost. It just looks kind of interesting.
You said a lot of words just then, and none of them mean anything to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ghostcrawler's new studio.
Who is Ghostcrawler?
He was one of the developers.
And that's his real name?
No, yeah. You ever see they have the crab and they call him Ghostcrawler?
What crab?
Wow, you've been playing this a lot longer. Is
it a rare mob?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say because
no, he is a dev. He used to hang around anyway. He's got a new game coming out. Looks kind of interesting. Keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. It might be something we could play in the future.
Fun.
And I don't know how much we're going to talk about it, but they announced that Cataclysm Classic #changes will be coming out. We may talk about it some more, but we're probably going to talk about Season of Discovery more. So I'll just throw that out there now. That's it.
We'll talk about both.
There's lots of news. Feel free to join us at
our Discord.
Yeah, what is it?
Discord.me/casuals/
Okay, stop talking. You're getting it wrong.
I don't know how to do
Discord.me/mere-casuals. We'll take you there. There's lots of news to read. We're going to talk.
Is it .me still? What's the one that we used and then it got broken? Oh, okay, so it is .me. Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure.
So go there, join us, and
join us because there are less podcast Discord servers than there used to be. So come join us for discussion.
That is savage, dude. That is savage.
It's the place to be now. Some of the discussion has moved over to the Mere Casuals Discord.
There is a lot there that happened at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
So go ahead and read it. We're not going to cover it all today.
I mean, I'm not going to go into detail on who may or may not be missing from the Discord scene, but
they're having a charity
People
auction.
Disappear.
It's now live.
Who is they? Blizzard?
Yeah, which was I guess that was at 12:55, so maybe it might be done.
Who is the charity and benefit of?
Don't know. I'm not going to read it until you can read it.
Is it Horde because they won't have paladins in Season of Discovery? So they're a charity case now?
Well, we won't have shamans. Anyway.
We don't need shamans. Okay, so that was fun. That was the news. So let's move on to all of the excitement surrounding the new stuff coming with the Blizzard.
How about before we do that, let's cover...
You really don't want me to talk about the BlizzCon stuff,
No, I want to get everything else out of the way as quick as possible and then just put it all.
So what else?
Podcast questions.
No, most of them revolve around the news,
doesn't.
the stuff. Okay, there's a podcast question that doesn't revolve around new content announced at BlizzCon?
Yeah.
So ask that one real quick.
It's from Falcon Mech.
Okay. Is it a hardcore question?
No. What was your first computer game?
Oh, I feel like we've talked about this before.
Yeah. That's not the question I was thinking of, but I did that X-Men game on the Tandy 1000.
What about you, Sam?
Minesweeper.
Does that count?
It's a computer, yeah.
I guess that counts.
I'm going to find that X-Men game. I'm going to play it again.
So if we're doing... I feel like my answer is going to be different than last time because my memories change week to week. So if we're doing computer game as in PC computer, then my first game was MechWarrior.
Yeah, I totally went with PC because I'm sure I played Mousetrap and Pac-Man.
Because my first Windows...
What was your first computer game?
Then I think it was MechWarrior. The game where you
Ouch.
People know MechWarrior. Google it. MechWarrior was my first computer game. Shortly after that, Daggerfall.
What was the last question?
Was the last question not WoW BlizzCon related?
We can get this.
Are you surprised, disappointed, or indifferent that there will be no Wrath era servers?
Okay, so that message was sent about 2 hours after we got the Wowhead news, but there is news there. You can take a look in the news. It says new Wrath era servers planned currently. Blizzard is listening to feedback.
So I am disappointed that they're not doing Wrath era servers in that case.
They're planned.
They're planned? Oh my goodness, that's amazing news.
Okay, so there.
Here's the thing.
Let's get into the exciting stuff.
I feel like I would like Wrath servers, but with all the stuff that's happening, I probably won't get around to playing them. But there you go. There is Wrath era servers. They've announced it. So what do we want to talk about first? Do we want to go into the Cataclysm or Season of Discovery?
I'm super stoked for Season of Discovery, so let's talk Cata and get it out of the way.
We'll do the Cata
I have
first.
A question then.
What?
What's the difference?
They're completely different things. So Cataclysm is 80 plus content. So it is the expansion that followed
85.
which is 80 plus. So it's the expansion that in the original timeline of World of Warcraft followed Wrath of the Lich King.
So we won't be playing that at all?
I didn't say that. I think you would like it. So it is 80 to 85, new dungeons, new raids. It's the one where we've talked about in the past where they go through and they destroy the world.
Yeah.
New starting zones, new quest lines, a lot of new low-level content. Like 1 to 85, you can do it with mostly new content. So it's a lot of fresh stuff that is not currently in the Lore Master. So stuff that you haven't done before. So interesting new zones, new quests, stuff like that. There is this the expansion with the Pokemon?
What?
Where you can collect pets and battle them? Because I always thought it was, but maybe
think
it's not.
So, but I'll double check on that.
There may or may not be pet battles, which was super cool.
But I don't want to do something.
Archaeology.
To my pet.
You don't want to do archaeology was fun. You don't want to do pet battles?
Well, I like my pet.
No, not with that pet. This, like, you know, the cosmetic pets. You know how you can get like a parrot or like a rat or a cockroach. Yeah. You collect those, and you can find different qualities like gray, green, blue, purple quality pets, and you can battle them like Pokemon.
Gotta catch
like you
them
put
all?
your pets down, and they have different abilities, and it's like a little mini game.
Oh.
But that may not be Cataclysm. That may be the next one.
What's the next one called?
I don't know.
Mists of Pandaria.
It might be Mists of Pandaria. Oh,
Mop.
it's probably Mists of Pandaria. Darn it. I want pet battles. So, but anyways, it's a fun expansion. There's a lot of new stuff.
Okay.
A lot of changes.
So now going to the Seasons of Discovery.
Well, let's finish talking about Cata first, because
I got a question.
in the announcement. Okay, so did you watched the announcement, right? Did you watch the actual at 6:30 the discussion on it?
For Cata, no.
You didn't watch the Cata one?
No, I was doing a number of different things, and I had it on mute, but I was doing other things.
So it was awkward, to say the least, because
We barely watched it. We kept losing the signal.
I went back and I watched it all when we got home. So, I felt bad. I feel like the developers must have gone and like drawn straws to see who had to announce each thing, because the developer / software engineer that came out to announce the Cata stuff, the place was like silent. She was like, "There's going to be Cata Classic," and everyone was like, and she's like, "Yay!" And a couple people were like, "Yeah," and like nobody really reacted in any way. And then she like went through all the details on Cataclysm and explained it as if it was a new expansion that we hadn't all played before. And like nobody reacted in the slightest bit to it. And they played the trailer, and everyone was like, "Ooh, cinematics."
Did they play the old trailer or the new trailer? Because I didn't see the old trailer.
I don't know what the old trailer was. They played a trailer.
Okay,
I don't know if it was old or new.
The one I watched did not show the breaking of the world, so I'm wondering
then it must
what
be the new
the
trailer.
changes are going to be.
Well, that's the thing. And then, but the one thing that stood out to me during the announcement was she stressed that there would be changes, which of course there will be, and that's a good thing. But the internet has already decided to panic because of the changes. They haven't announced what the changes are yet, but Metagoblin,
you need
notoriously
to
negative person, Metagoblin already has a video out on should we panic about the Cata changes. They haven't announced them yet.
Let's hit the streets.
There's speculation. I don't remember if they said or not, but I think leveling. Oh, they did say leveling's going to be faster. There's going to be some streamlining. I don't know what the changes are, but leveling faster is one of them. And everyone's like, ah.
What's the thing that she was talking about? And there's not going to be a
that was not her, and that was Season of Discovery,
which is really exciting.
Which I like that. So Cata is coming. There's going to be changes. We don't know what the changes are yet. Yes, I'm probably going to play it because, like, we're talking. You're going to play it
because of me.
I think you'll like it. No, I was going to play it anyways. Because here's the thing. Season of Discovery is coming on November 30th, which is like practically now. And
practically your birthday.
Cata is going to be first half of 2024. When
does Season of Discovery come out?
Okay, everybody rewind 14 seconds to get the answer to the question. Sam, just November 30th.
No, I thought you said that's when Cata.
No, November 30th for Season of Discovery. Cata Classic will be first half of 2024. which means it could be as early as like January. It could be as late as what's halfway, June.
Yeah, but when does Season of Discovery start?
I don't know. I don't know if they've announced it yet. November 30th,
oh, man.
Alan.
If your eyes were daggers, you'd be one of the best rogues out there.
So yeah, Season of Discovery will have been out for months at a minimum when Cata comes out.
So by the time I'm bored of Season of Discovery,
It's going to be so hard to be bored of
yeah,
Season of
it's
Discovery.
gonna. Let's skip Cata. We've talked about Cata. There's no details. We all know what Cataclysm is.
I do not.
And there's no details. We did an entire episode where we spent 2 hours explaining it to you.
I put the trailer into our thing, and it's not been taken off.
So go back and watch
actually listen
to
our
our
podcast?
episode where we explained Cataclysm to you. I spent literally, I think it's an hour and 45-minute episode where we spent the entire time just explaining to you why you would like Cataclysm.
I'll give you this much. As far as Cataclysm goes, it's got one of the better trailers.
Yeah, Josh made me watch it in the car.
So we don't have much in the way of details as far as the changes and stuff goes. So there's really nothing to say about it, other than the fact that it's official now, instead of everybody just assuming it was going to happen, because it was going to happen. Of course, it was going to happen. I remember the other complaint. The other complaint was the tiers, the progression tiers, might be faster than they have been in Wrath. So instead of spending a year and a half, maybe it'll be less time than that, which is great.
They did mention that. Well,
that is a good thing.
I'm not a fan of that, but that's just because I'm
Why?
a slow player.
Well, but the thing
Dude,
is,
I haven't even finished Ulduar yet.
If Ulduar was 9 months later,
kidding.
was 9 months longer, would you finish Ulduar?
I don't know.
No,
We'll have to see.
probably not, because that's not the type of player you are.
Well, no, it's if I was okay. So, I mean, I got through Nax because I got into a guild. Were we in a guild?
No.
In Nax, yeah,
Oh yeah, we were still
on Ash Candy.
yeah. So I mean, if I was in a guild that was doing it, and
Before all the leadership left and left their alts in charge.
you
don't
the
remember
Wait,
leader-
that?
where's that?
You
Who
mean-
else did that?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah,
We
I'm
have
gonna-
no
I'm gonna just-
control over it because you are the main leader and you barely log on to that character.
I log on when I'm needed. You guys are officers.
Yeah, but I can't add myself.
Well, you couldn't add yourself even if you're the guild leader. It's the same account.
That's not what I mean.
That's what you said. I don't know. Well, I mean, like, what else do you need? That's not important.
He
We're
just
talking
doesn't
about
wanna give
Season
up
of Discovery.
power. Anyway,
No.
So, what was I even saying? Oh yeah. So they wanted to speed up the progression throughout the expansion, which is a good thing. Like, I don't think people understand that you don't need to spend a year and a half playing a 20-year-old expansion.
that might be what defeats the roster boss.
It will be, because that's the problem. Like, look at TOGC. We spent a little bit longer than we needed to on TOGC. Like, by the end of it, people weren't showing up for raids. We spent longer than we needed to on Nax
I know,
and
I didn't show up for
Ulduar.
raid.
Like, people play through, they get their gear. What would solve the problem 100% is speed up the time between tiers or phases. I don't remember what we call them. Phases? Is it
I
phases?
know. I tried to remember earlier.
I think it's phases. So speed up the time
Patches.
between phases.
Patches.
Add one extra piece of loot to each boss kill.
It's time between patches, right?
Patches,
No,
phases,
phases,
tiers. I don't
phases,
care.
I don't know.
People know what we're talking about. Sections of the expansion. So speed it up. Add one extra piece of loot, 2 extra pieces of loot. I don't care. Nobody cares. Add extra loot to the bosses. Make sure everybody gets their stuff. Usher people along so they can see the next thing. Nobody wants to spend 8 months raiding Ulduar to get all their bis.
Is that going to explode?
Sam's computer?
No, it makes no sense.
No, it's just loud. Nobody, but nobody wants to spend 8 months raiding the same zone to make sure they get all their bis. I would rather, and I'm assuming a lot of people would rather, do the same thing in 4 months. Get all your stuff because it's dropping faster. Move on to the next chunk of content. Like, it's not gonna hurt anybody for a little bit extra gear to drop. Like a few people will be special for a few days less. Like, who cares? Doesn't matter. It's better. In fact, it not only is it not a bad thing, it's better in the long run. And yes, I say this coming from other games that will not be named. where on their progression classic servers, an entire expansion only lasts 3 months. No phases.
It's EQ,
no
folks.
this, no
it's
that.
EQ.
They have their servers, and an entire like a new expansion will be out every 3 months.
I don't know what's involved in their expansion, so I can't really speak to that end. But
Several different raid zones for most of them.
I get what you're saying.
So like
Don't
there
be afraid
is
to mention EQ.
and the thing is they added extra loot to the bosses so that you can get all your loot. You can take your whole guild through. You can raid all the content, get ready for the next expansion, and move on to it. So just there's nothing wrong with ushering people along through the content. It's much better than taking too long and have people like get bored and quit.
Well, it's just eventually we're going to be retail, and it's like, do we want to play that?
No.
Well, you know what they do then? And again, I'm talking from experience in other games, but they start a new server at Classic again. If people want to play through the whole process, and no, we don't want to spend 2 years in Classic and a year and a half in TBC and a year and a half in Wrath, so you compress it a little bit. You go back to Classic, you play through all the content, then you do Burning Crusade, you play through the content. If that's what you want to do, that's what you do. It doesn't need to take forever.
Okay.
You don't need individual servers that are forever locked in TBC or forever locked in Wrath. You just have your progression servers that go through the content, and people pick up and drop off where they want to.
Season of Discovery.
Sounds cool.
But that's starting over again.
It is, but it's different. So you didn't watch the stuff. So let's have a quick explanation for Sam.
It's not starting over again.
It is.
It's like
Just wanted to start an argument.
it's like we picked up another game.
But it's the same areas,
Yes.
same quests.
It's same quests with stuff added. So there are discoveries now because it's Season of
They
Discovery.
said in the thing that like your first 2 levels will be the same, and then it'll branch out from there.
Yeah, class-wise. You're in similar zones, though. Like, you could go through and do the quest line in Elwyn Forest and then Westfall and all that.
But are they okay? So
I think that's the
I
impression
don't
I,
remember.
got.
Did they say that they're going to speed up the leveling at the
Joy's
beginning?
Journey.
No, what they're doing is...
I know what they're doing later. I just didn't know about right off the
No,
top.
I don't think we're off the top. Because they're starting out and they're capping it at level 25, which is lower
so
than
Josh will
60.
get that in like 3 days.
No, because it takes time to level to 25. So let's talk about the leveling first. So you start out capped at level 25, and they're going to leave it there for a while so you can do the content for that level range. And then down the road, they'll raise the level cap maybe to 35. I don't know what their plan is. So then you can level 25 to 35 and then do that end game content. So you don't have to do the whole 1 to 60 leveling grind before you can get together with your friends or your guild and do like a raid. And what they're also doing is they picked my least favorite dungeon in the entire game, and they turned it into the end game raid for level 25.
Oh, which one is it? Wailing Caverns.
No,
Black Fathom.
It's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, Black Fathom Depths. It's the one that's got underwater chunks to it.
Oh.
It's my least favorite dungeon. I think I dislike it even more than Wailing Caverns. I dislike it so much I forget it exists.
I was watching some
forgot
gameplay
that
of it. It looks pretty
You
good.
forgot that it existed.
I did. I know it's a song. So they turned that into a 10-man raid. So
I don't
not
have 10
only
friends.
Yes, you do. We're in a Discord with like 50 people.
They're not all on at once.
Some of them are. We can get 10 people together
I
for a
think
raid.
we can get something going together for
Or we
Season
can
of
pug
Discovery.
stuff. We can find stuff. Yeah, this is going to be populated low level stuff. And I feel like we can have people around us.
Will you join back to our guild then?
We will make a new
wait,
guild.
we have to make a new
It's a new
guild.
server. This is a fresh server.
And with the cap at 25, I feel like we can go Horde and Alliance.
We could play both if we wanted. I mean, I'll probably want
Al's
to
pretty
focus
good at
on
going
one.
both ways. We
Apparently.
already talked about that
So-
this morning.
So
morning?
that's the leveling. So it's capped at 25. It will go up in the future, and when it goes up, they said there will be a level, like an experience boost. I'm not going to bother with it again.
For the
there will
1
be an
to
experience
25.
boost for the 1 to 25.
So wait.
So when they raise the level cap to say 35, 45, whatever the second cap's going to be, then it's going to be even faster to level 1 to 25. What?
I have a question.
I know. I'm waiting for you to ask your question.
But it's a podcast question as well.
Okay. If it's relevant, we can just kind of
slide it in there.
Slide it in there.
Let's see who asked the question, because I don't want to take it completely away from the person.
Yes, because they would be mad that we answered their question, but we didn't say it was theirs.
Mooby.
Mooby.
It's like, what classes are all you playing in the season?
Okay, so that's what I was just about to get into the classes.
Every class count as an answer?
Can I elaborate on that?
Yeah.
Because you said if we're going to play both, what do you want to play on Alliance, and then what one do you want to play on Horde? Whenever that buzzer goes off, it gets louder for several seconds. So here's the thing: like, say we had Alliance as our main place to play. If I played a Horde character, of course it's going to be a Shaman, because everything else I could just play as Alliance. Oh, okay. So that's the only thing you can't play.
So yeah, it's back to the old school rules where Horde can't be Paladin, Alliance can't be Shaman.
Oh, okay.
But there's a twist to the classes. So you think you know Hunter because you've played a Hunter before. You don't know Hunter anymore. Hunter. What were you going to pick? Tell me what class you're thinking, and I'll tell you how it's different.
Pick a Hunter.
I was going to do Paladin.
Okay, so Paladins are going to be nuts.
Okay, then I'm not.
In a good way.
Oh. Like, is it going to be hard for me to do?
No, it's not going to be hard for anybody to do. So they took classic Paladins, which I will admit, aside from Holy Paladins, just aren't particularly good.
Oh, because I was going to do the healing.
Well, they're really good now.
Oh.
So you got your classic Paladins. I don't remember all the glyphs, but I did read through all of them. Paladins kind of stuck in my head a little bit, but I know for Paladins, the main thing they added for healing...
Runes.
Sorry, what did I say?
Glyphs.
It's the same thing. So runes...
They're runes.
So the runes...
I do Hunter if we do Horde.
So we'll do Paladin first. So Paladin, if you were a healing Paladin, for example, you got your healing spells in Classic, right? But you also can get a rune for Beacon of Light, which is like the spell for Wrath era Paladins. It means you can put a beacon on one person, heal the other person, and also all of the healing goes to the person that's got the beacon on them too. You can heal two people at the same time.
I feel like that's too complicated.
It's really not complicated at all. Hunter, you can do like full melee spec Hunter.
Who would do that?
People that want to play melee spec Hunters.
Oh.
So,
Beacon
are you looking?
I got them all up here. Do you want me to read all these things?
Yeah, look at don't read, let's read the cool ones, because
I'd have to read them all to know which one's cool. And I've never played a Paladin.
So for Paladin, I know there's Beacon of Light. Is there anything else that seems healerish for Paladins? I don't remember because I was too excited about the Ret and Prot Paladin stuff. Oh, I think I don't remember. So either way, so Paladin,
I'm still reading.
You can take any of these runes, right? And you can use them with any spec as well.
How many runes can you have?
These aren't even all the runes.
To start with, yeah, these are just the ones we know about. There's going to be ones that you have to like find, I'm assuming. Like, I think there's going to be ones they never announce, and you like have to find them and discover them in the game, because the whole thing is discovery, right? So, like, with the runes, the way it works right now is you get a rune slot on your legs, chest, and gloves, right? Just the three? Is it just the three? Yeah, rune, like legs, chest, and gloves, and you can put a different rune. By the time you're level 25, I'm assuming they're staggered level-wise, but by the time you're 25, you can have a rune on your legs, chest, and gloves. And each one gives you a new special ability that makes your class like better or different than it was before.
You can become a tremor totem.
Yeah.
A paladin?
Yeah.
Inspiration exemplar. Your inspiring presence periodically dispels fear and sleep effects on nearby party members.
Yeah, there's that, and there's some buff spells that paladins get that basically make them functionally a shaman in some situations.
So you're actually going to have to show me how to play it if I pick paladin.
Yeah, it's not going to be super complicated.
It sounds super
But then you've got... no, it's just a matter of a couple
Divine
extra
Storm,
abilities.
I think is the only other healing one that's been revealed.
No, that's not a healing ability.
An instant weapon attack that causes... Yeah.
But it's not like you wouldn't use that as a healer, I don't think.
No,
the thing with Divine Storm, the thing with these runes is you can apply them regardless of what your spec is. So there are, like for Paladin, for example, there are a couple runes that are basically deep ret talents in Wrath, like Divine Storm and Crusader Strike.
But say you roll Prot Paladin and you're a tank, you could still take the Divine Storm rune, which gives you an attack that hits 4 nearby enemies for 110% weapon damage and heals yourself, and it's holy damage.
It doesn't heal you. The Divine Storm heals up to 3 party or raid members, totaling 25% of the damage caused.
Heals yourself as well, though. At least the Wrath one does.
We're not talking about
Divine
Wrath.
Storm doesn't say that on here.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it's worded differently, but I guarantee the Wrath one heals yourself. But either way, it's a good ability, and it's basically a cleave that does holy damage, and Righteous Fury gives you threat off your holy damage. So it's basically like a huge threat ability
Finally,
that you would get. Well, and you get Hand of Retribution. Is that what it's called? Reckoning. Hand of Reckoning, which is the taunt that Paladins were missing in Classic. Mm-hmm. And you get a new shield block ability, like shield, not shield, what's it called? Avenger Shield. The one that lets you throw your shield and silence people, and it's like a mini taunt as well. Basically, Prot Paladins are going to be amazing.
Yeah, your threat bonus from Righteous Fury is increased to 80%.
Yeah.
Where Righteous Fury causes you gain mana when healed by others equal to 25% of the amount healed.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that they added that, too.
Additionally, while Righteous Fury is active, damage which takes you below 35% health is reduced by 20%, which will remain active until canceled.
Yeah, it's a crazy good... Prot Paladins are going to be crazy good.
So,
Red Paladins are going to be good as well, because they get basically their Wrath Red abilities.
So as you're leveling, you're going to be doing the same old quest, but on the same token, you're going to be looking for these runes. You're going to be doing things, you're going to be trying new things.
Yeah, and there's going to be different like discovery
quests. Off on you guys?
Yeah, well, there's going to be stuff that it's going to be all about exploring the world again, because they've added new NPCs, new hidden quests, new hidden items. So you're going out...
That only certain classes can see?
Certain classes get access to certain runes. I don't know if like it'll be a universal quest that everyone can see, and they get their quest item. I'm not sure how it'll work, because they're not showing people. They're not doing a public test. They're just releasing it on the 30th and saying, here. So all of the try-hard streamers can't go on and figure everything out and put it on YouTube before anybody plays it.
So it means when we run into something we don't know, we can't look for it unless somebody's already found it. But we got to play the game.
So we're going to be going into the game world, and there's going to be a bunch of stuff in there that nobody but the game developers know about, and we have to go find it. So it's going to be like an adventure. And it's going to be fun, and they're going to have new chunks of this adventure come out periodically over. I don't know if it's going to be a 1-year season or how it's going to work, but every so often there's going to be new chunks, and they've teased. Did you see the panel video where the guy was talking about the season Discovery?
You'll have to be more specific.
At the end of the panel video, he was like, "Oh no, that slide's not supposed to be there."
Yes.
And then they kind of teased Nomeron, Scarlet Monastery, and I had to look it up because I didn't know what I was looking at. But what's the K word?
Those are going to be new raids, I would imagine.
Karazhan? Is that what's the 10-man raid in TBC? Is it Karazhan?
Probably.
The tower.
You're talking about the one that's just...
The one we go for the mount, the mount off the first boss.
Karazhan.
Karazhan. Yeah, Karazhan Crypts. That was an unused zone underneath. They kind of teased a 10-man raid for that as well.
I did see that.
So there's going to be a bunch of like legitimately new content added. So one of the podcast questions, if you want to go to the podcast questions, one of the people asked, so how long is it going to take everybody to quit SOD, or how long does it take people to get bored of SOD? What was the question?
Big Pants says, how long before everyone stops playing DOS? SOD. I know the right letters.
My answer to that was, I think it has a lot more staying power than hardcore, because hardcore was...
You said definitely has more lasting appeal than right. Hardcore.
Because hardcore was same old vanilla WoW, except more frustrating. And this is new content that they're going to keep updating to keep people drawn in, and it's about actually rediscovering the game world. Like, I think people are going to be able to, like Season of Mastery, the first seasonal server, I feel like they did poorly because it didn't hold people for the whole season. Like, it lost population fast. I think they looked at what went wrong with Season of Mastery, and they kind of figured out this, and this is so much better.
Wasn't Season Mastery really just a fast level?
It wasn't really anything interesting.
That?
They had the Soul of Iron in it, which hardcore community latched onto.
Yeah.
And they had, I think it was faster leveling.
Faster.
It was just normal WoW, but a little bit faster. Like there was nothing special. Like as far as I can remember, like I don't know, maybe I missed something. Maybe there's something I just didn't know.
A deserted.
Yeah, but all the servers ended up deserted. Like it wasn't popular. Like it turned into a bit of a joke.
Australian?
Yeah, we played on the Australian server because why not? We wanted the server all to ourselves, and we had it. There was like at any given time 8 people on the entire server, I think.
Now, what I'm looking forward to is the Hillsbrad. Just given what they're doing with Ashenvale, I think they're going to do it in Hillsbrad as well.
Maybe eventually, but we should talk about Ashenvale because do you like World PvP, Sam?
No, I don't like PvP.
Do you like Ashenvale, the zone?
I don't remember Ashenvale.
You don't like it. So what they're doing is when you go into Ashenvale, they said when you kill they said when you get kills, I'm assuming they mean honorable kills, that it works towards triggering a world PvP event. Triggling. I don't have any tribbles up there.
I was just reading your message.
Oh, did it come up on my... Isn't my screen locked?
No.
Oh. What was my message?
You have memories on Snapchat.
Oh, I don't care. So, what I gathered, and I only watched it through once, so I didn't really take a super long time to try and absorb it. But what I gather is killing in... What's the name of the zone? Ashenvale. Triggers a zone-wide PvP event.
For my lore master.
That's kind of... Well, so you know the zone then. It's kind of similar to the Alterac Valley PvP event. So there's 2 like bosses.
Valley.
You'll like this. It'll be fun because we'll be there with you. So 2 bosses will swarm.
You, though?
1 alliance and 1 horde. Yeah. And they'll have like some lieutenants up. And it's like a PvE/PvP, horde versus alliance. And they're trying to kill the other side's general or whatever
capture
first.
A flag and hold it?
No, it's not capture the flag. It's closer to Alterac Valley.
Yeah, capture the flag is Warzone Gulch.
Yeah, Alterac Valley is like a PvE/PvP hybrid, which is what this is going to be. So it's going to be... You're going to be after like NPCs to kill, but the other team can harass you and PvP you while you're doing it.
They can't kill you or can
they
kill
can
you?
kill you.
They can kill you.
But you can respawn. It's not hardcore. It doesn't matter if you die. Okay. So
and
it's going to be a whole big zone-wide event. It's going to be kind of cool.
New camps pop up when the event starts. There'll be new camps popping up.
But you just said you didn't want to do it.
I didn't want to do what?
I wasn't listening.
Oh, we want to do it.
I haven't said I didn't want to do any of this. I don't like.
Ashenvale.
Oh, I don't like Ashenvale. It's one of my least favorite zones.
You're probably going to like it now, though.
Well, that's because they're doing something with it. I don't enjoy the zone.
And that gets you Warsong Gulch reputation, and which you can buy a mount with it, which you can use in Ashenvale.
Yeah, you can get a level 25
mount.
So
wait, is this still the Seasons of Discovery?
This is season. We're talking about Season of Discovery right now. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can use that mount only in the Ashenvale area, so you'll have a mount for Ashenvale.
So it's like...
More importantly, you'll have a mount for the World PvP event that spawns in Ashenvale.
Yeah.
So you'll be quicker, and it'll be definitely a benefit.
And you get your honor. So you go in, you do it, you get honor as well, because there's going to be gear that you can buy from the vendors. You're going to be juicing up your Warsong Gulch. So if you can do Warsong Gulch, the Outright, or whatever, I'm thinking Horde side, but the early...
Warsong Outriders.
Yeah, the early PvP reputations.
Okay.
You can boost that up, and you can buy some gear. There's going to be new items. There's new items coming out.
Oh, yeah,
Are you mornings or evenings that week?
I don't remember.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's funny because I had some vacation time I needed to use. So before this announcement, I already put my vacation request in, and I took off. So I'm off the 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th of November. And then I'm back to work just in time for Season of Discovery to come out.
I was going to say, wait, why you're not bragging about? You're bragging wrong.
I know the reason why you took that weekend off, but can you switch it?
No, I've already gone through the hassle of getting it approved because we're short staffed, but it's
not
fine.
your problem.
Yeah, it really isn't,
because I'm the HR person.
Oh,
just switch it.
Maybe we'll see, but
I mean, I can't get it off.
I'm off the
story
first.
of your life.
Yeah.
Oh.
I paused for you.
But we're gonna play this either way because this sounds exciting. So this is gonna add.
So how are we supposed to play with Al if he's never
We
off?
will figure something out.
When I'm available.
So are we going to have like a character that is just the two of us, and then a character
You might.
that's the three of us?
Yeah, we can do that. You might.
only
you,
going to level
Yeah, we're only going to
25.
level 25. There's not a lot of leveling together.
Okay.
And there's a chance you may have to remain awake past 6 p.m. on occasion. I know that'll be hard.
Don't stunt your growth for me.
It's too late. She's already a grown-up. Yeah, it's not one of the selling points for this seasonal server is the whole we're grown-ups and can't always play together, so they don't want to create these massive level gaps. So that's why they're capping it. Well, it's one of the reasons why they're capping it at 25 to begin with,
Because they know we're all adults.
which is a small enough space that we can still group a lot, even if we're missing out on days with each other. And once they raise the cap, they're raising the experience like Joyous Journeys style for 1 to 25. So it's supposed to help to eliminate that whole people losing their friends because they can't keep up and stuff like that.
I'm hoping they do it by tens.
Losing your friends. I said sorry.
I mean, they might. 5, 10s, who knows?
Down.
I mean, they've only got 60...
He already said he didn't care.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to bother with it. I don't feel like messing with it. So, like, I don't know if this is just going to be a pure vanilla thing. So if they're only going to 60, or if this is something they're going to go beyond. Like, I know Karazhan was a TBC raid, but it's in the vanilla
But we don't know
zones. So this may just be a vanilla seasonal thing where we're slowly working up to 60.
So this question might have already been answered because I don't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how long the gap is from when 25 hits when you're done. We don't
The
know
next
when
gap?
the next gap is.
No, we don't. They haven't announced it yet. I'm assuming, if I had to guess, I'd say 35.
No. How long the wait will be.
Oh, they haven't said, did they? I don't think they've said.
I don't think they did.
I don't think they did. They might be playing it by ear and just to see how fast people progress and find all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, what I'm really looking forward to, like, they've already teased it. I want that Scarlet Monastery raid. That will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's no longer 4 dungeons. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
If it
like
wasn't 4
a
dungeons.
full 10-man. I'm torn on whether or not I like that it's just 10-man, because I like bigger raids, but I kind of get why they're doing 10-man. It's kind of more accessible, but that's the only part that I heard that I was like I'd prefer 20.
They may
15 maybe.
They might
You
up
just
it
Spit
later.
a little. What? They may up it, you say?
You never know. They'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. 10
because they're keeping an eye on what's going on. So if we do 10 mans and they're saying, people want 20s, they may double it. I don't know for sure. They didn't say
I don't know.
that.
I feel like they've already started making the content and they've planned it out. Like, I feel like it's just going to be 10, which I mean is fine.
Is that a big deal?
No, it's my one little nitpick because I like the bigger 25-man raids. I enjoyed 40-man raids.
What I think, it'd be nice to get a nice AQ40 going, but
They're not going to go back to 40-man raids
what
because
I'm
they're
saying,
pretty universally hated.
with 10-person raids. I think it's more viable that we'll do a 10-person raid
It is.
than a 25 or a 40.
Yeah, like because you were talking about like doing like a mere casuals guild. Getting a 10-man raid together is possible.
Yeah.
Getting a 25-man raid together is not.
I wonder if we could even be in the running for like some of the firsts.
No.
I don't know. I doubt it. We have Sam on the team, so
Don't.
it was a
Harsh.
joke, Sam. It was a joke.
This is how he's been all weekend. That's why she told me not to divorce you, because you've
What,
been mean
funny?
to me all weekend.
That's why wouldn't that be a reason to divorce me?
I know. She was just trying to tell me stay with you. Like, get past the meanness. This
Not
is his
mean.
ex-wife, by the way, telling me not
That
to
wasn't
divorce
mean.
him.
That wasn't mean, Sam. That was an observation. You don't want to push and do progression and be world first. Do you want to put in the time commitment to that? Do you want to stay up till 2 a.m. grinding BFD, BRD, BFD,
BFD.
BFD? You don't want to
Who
do
wants
that.
to do that?
Some people do. But you don't want to do that. That's what I mean. Like, Sam has to
try.
be in bed by 7 o'clock. Sam's on our team, so we can't be world first. You can be a healing mage.
That's weird.
A little bit. You can be a tanking warlock.
I saw some of that. That looks pretty cool.
Some of it does look cool. And what I kind of like is the fact that apparently they haven't revealed all of the runes yet. So there's a list that I found on Reddit, I believe. Somebody posted all the classes, and I think there was like 12 or 13 for each class that they had listed. Wowhead. Is it on Wowhead as well? Okay, I saw it on Reddit.
You saw a lot of other things on Reddit.
What?
You saw other things on Reddit, too.
I see lots of things on Reddit. No, Pants Lady. So, what was I saying? There's a lot of potential, and there's a lot of stuff we don't know, and it's kind of nice to not know. Especially playing Classic for... What have we been playing Classic for now? 4 years?
Too long.
We know everything that's coming when it comes to Classic.
Do I, though?
There's no Well, you don't, but most people, there's no mysteries. Like, there's nothing to discover. So now we've got a season of discovery. Warrior sounds really cool to me. Like, I don't know if I'm just reading... Hunter? Melee Hunter, yeah. That's what I was talking about earlier. But Warrior sounds really cool to me because I don't know if I'm reading it wrong, but there is a lot of stackable, like, percentage-based increases to physical damage that warriors can get with different runes in different scenarios. So I don't know if they're still going to have the world buffs. Obviously not yet because we're not killing Onyxia and so on. But like,
they might have the world buffs
if they have any kind of world buffs. I don't know if they're doing the consumables differently. But, like, warriors have a potential to be pretty sweet with some of these buffs. They said in the presentation, they were like, they showed the little meme at the end, and it was like, make warriors less OP, sad face. Make everybody OP, smiley face. So I think they're trying to bring everybody up so that everybody's super powerful, and warriors don't stand out as being, like, the only OP class anymore. But I think warriors are still going to be really good. Also, I hope they tune the stuff to account. I mean, I'm sure they did. They're not stupid. A lot of people in YouTube comments and Reddit and so on seem to think that the Blizzard developers are stupid. But, like, I'm sure they tuned this stuff, accounting for the fact that everyone has these runes. Because I actually saw some comments where people were like, oh, I hope everything's not just standard vanilla difficulty. Because with all these runes, like, they realize classes are going to be way more powerful now, right? Of course they realize that.
Probably.
They're not stupid. Like, of course they're going to tune it somewhat. We're not going to have all these, like, powerful runes and then just go into a 10-man BFD raid, but it's just a 5-man, but they allow 10 people in. Like, I don't know what these people think is happening, but it's not that.
One of the things I was watching this morning was a video that Guzu had posted, and it was just he and a bunch of other streamers were playing the game. They were doing a BFD raid.
Yeah.
And I'm on the rune page on Wowhead, and the banner is a picture of S-Fand.
Who's that?
It's one of the streamers. But it's kind of funny because I remember him in the raid where they got to one of the sorceresses and they're going up there killing the trash, and he runs over, and all you hear is Guzu going, S-Fand, where are you going? S-Fand, what are you doing? You're gonna aggro the boss. He's like, that's okay, we can cleave. pulls her over.
Was he a paladin?
No.
Oh no, he was a shaman, wasn't he? I heard something about shaman. Weren't they raiding as shaman?
Yeah, they had
because
shamans.
because shamans can be a tank now. Was that in our Discord that we were having that discussion?
Quite possibly.
About the viability of shaman tanks? I feel like that was in our Discord, where everything happens now. Join our Discord. So we were talking about because I guess they've got this new, like, molten blast thing, which apparently isn't the way to go with shaman tanks because it creates super mana issues. You take the water shield, and then they've got the rock biter weapon makes you do threat, and you've got your earth shock as a taunt, and there's some other stuff that you can do. But it sounds cool.
I like that we're talking like we know stuff already.
Well, it's because I've been watching.
We don't want to use that because it's going to take up all our mana.
That's what I said, because they tested it briefly.
Yeah.
Because they let the streamers play at BlizzCon. Hopefully that doesn't spoil too much. I mean, hopefully they didn't let them in on too much stuff so that we all know. I mean, we know what the shaman tanking meta is now because the streamers figured it out at BlizzCon, but, like, there's a lot of stuff that I just don't want to know yet.
Well, we've just seen them play it. I mean, we don't know. Yeah, dual wield early.
Well, yeah, that was the other thing. They added, not just early, they added dual wield to shamans for classic. It wasn't a thing before. So because I know when they were showing, because when they did the presentation, they showed some of the runes as like a teaser during the BlizzCon presentation. And when they showed the shaman ones, they're like, they showed Lava Lash first. And they said Lava Lash, it deals X percentage of offhand damage to the target.
100%.
And he's like, offhand? Like, you can dual wield now. So that was like the big reveal that shamans can dual wield now, because they should have been able to dual wielding shaman, and it not being like a 30-point talent or whatever it is in TBC. It's so good, because two-hand enhancement shaman isn't.
Wait, sorry, dual wield was a 40?
30. I don't know. It was pretty high up the talent
30
tree.
Points. It's for level 40.
Yeah, it was. Right, okay. Yeah, 30-point talent. I think.
So I heard 30.
Yeah.
I was thinking 40. I know you.
Yeah.
Molten Blast. So blast enemies in a cone in front of you for 39 to 54 damage. This ability generates a high amount of threat.
See, it sounds like, reading it sounds like that's what we wanted to use, but they don't have mana usage numbers on those runes. So it must use a lot, because they were saying that that you got to take Water Shield instead, which is a mana recharge, basically. So it must be really mana intensive tanking as a shaman. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Are there other classes that can pump mana into you? I don't know. There should be. I mean, that's one thing that's lacking.
Yes, I think Paladin can.
Can they pump mana? Oh no, they can be pumped by mana, because they have the one ability where if you're healed, you also gain mana.
Seal of Martyrdom on their chest fills you with Holy Spirit for 30 seconds, causing each of your melee attacks to deal 30% weapon damage to up to 3 nearby targets, but you lose health equal to 10% of the damage inflicted.
Yeah.
While this seal is active, your party members within 40 yards each gain mana equal to all damage you take.
I didn't read the last part. So all you need is a paladin in your group with your shaman tank, is what you're saying.
Yes.
I feel like that won't work well. No, that's one thing I feel like is lacking in WoW, having that class that can directly funnel mana into somebody else. Like I know there's Innervate and stuff like that, which, I mean, is great and everything, but like a class that could just be like a mana gift. Like what they need is a class, like some class that has the ability to do damage and draw mana from a mob, and then funnel that mana to another player. Like that feels like it should be like a warlock thing.
Yeah.
Like a mana draw and gift kind of thing. Like you should be able to gift mana to somebody else. Like, because then that's like the ultimate utility thing. Because running out of mana was a real thing in Classic. I don't know if it's going to be in SOD, but it was a real thing then. So what else? What else do we know about SOD that we want to talk about?
Well, there's also potential for rogue tanks.
I saw that and I was like, nah.
What's your thoughts on that?
Because they were like, oh, rogues can tank now, warlocks can tank, or no, the shamans can tank now, warlocks can tank now. And I was like, that's cool. And they were like, rogues can tank, and I was like, shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about rogue tanks. Nobody wants to hear about rogue tanks.
Just a flesh wound, so you take 20% reduced physical damage while Blade Dance is active. Additionally, you have 6% reduced chance to be critically hit by melee attacks. The threat generated while in actions is massively increased. And my feint ability is replaced with Tease, which taunts the target to attack you.
Yeah. But that's just while Blade Dance is active. What's the cooldown on that? So what do you do in between?
Don't know. I don't see a cooldown.
Well, but you're a rogue. Doesn't Blade Dance have a cooldown?
I don't have Blade Dance.
Is that not a rogue ability?
It might be, but not my spec.
What's the cleave ability that you hit?
Fan of Knives.
No, the cleave, not the AoE.
Maybe it is Blade Dance. No. I don't know what it's called. I just pressed the button.
I don't know then. Either way, I question the viability of rogues doing anything.
Oh, no. Blade Dance. Finishing move that increases your parry chance, lasts longer, and grants more parry chance per combo point.
Oh, okay, so is it a new thing? I'm thinking of something else then. What am I thinking of?
I can't recall what it is off the top.
Because there is, I feel like it's combat as well. There's a rogue ability that you hit, and it hits another target.
Oh, there is.
For your next few attacks.
Blade Fury.
Is it Blade Fury?
Yeah.
There's
a lot of things in the rogue thing which is going to give you parry chance. So I think The tank might just be, we're threatened, but we're also parrying everything.
Like a parry tank.
Hey, where's Parry?
So given all this, what do you think you want to play, Sam? You could be a warlock tank that turns into a big demon?
Should we talk about Hunter?
We should talk about Hunter a little bit. List off the Hunters thing, because I know there's a Hunter spec that allows you to be basically a melee Hunter.
But that doesn't interest me.
Doesn't?
So, Lone Wolf. You deal 25% increased damage with all attacks while you do not have an active pet.
Oh, but you like having a pet.
Yeah.
What do they have there for hunters that like being range and having a pet?
Nothing. That's probably still lame.
There's Kill Command.
I have that.
But this is a rune, right?
Yeah,
So it probably
but
does
I don't
something
think
else.
they had it in Classic.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's a Wrath thing. Or TBC, I don't know.
Flanking Strike. You and your pet deal simultaneous instant 100% melee damage. Afterward, your Mongoose Bite and Raptor Strike deal 10% increased damage for 10 seconds. So that's melee.
See, I feel like you're not going to want to be a hunter in this. You might like the paladin healer thing.
That's what I want to try.
Because it's pretty easy to get going. Go to paladin.
Beast Mastery. So they've made the pets taunt. Actually, the growl.
Oh, the growl.
Taunt.
Yeah. Was it not before? I don't play hunters, so I don't know.
No.
Go to paladin though. Let's look at the paladin healer stuff.
One more thing.
Oh.
On Hunter Carve. Goes on your gloves is a sweeping strike that strikes all enemies in front of you for 50% weapon damage.
So that's one of the melee ones.
Yeah.
So basically it turns hunter into a bad warrior.
Yeah.
Bad rogue.
Bad warrior. Sweeping strikes.
Paladin.
Okay, so healing one. So we've got the Beacon of Light.
Murdered him already.
But I feel like that's not.
You're only looking
I feel like you're not going to use that as.
Oh
yeah, we're talking healing spec for Sam. Okay, pause for 1 second. Okay, so we were talking about paladin heal stuff. So we got the martyrdom. I feel like that's not a thing you'd use as a healer.
I think it's only Beacon of Light.
Well, there's Beacon of Light. Is there anything else? Is there any other holy sounding stuff? Read them off. What are they? Or I can just bring it up.
But could I also dual
Divine
spec
Storm.
and try
That's
tanking?
melee still though. You could try tanking, sure.
And just see how it goes.
It's not going to be super hard.
And I got too close. It got loud.
It's fine. I can edit that.
Horn of Lordaeron.
Oh, right, the buff. So that buffs your party
strength
member.
and agility.
Yeah.
Aegis. From the shield.
Shield, yeah.
Divine Sacrifice.
That would be a good thing to pick up as holy. As long as it's not the same one as Beacon.
Well, it takes 30% of all damage taken by party members. 30% of all damage taken by party members within 30 yards is redirected to the paladin for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Damage which reduces the paladin below 20% health will break the effect and grant the paladin 10% increased damage and healing done over 10 seconds.
Yeah, so that would be good. That's not on the same item as Beacon, is it?
Nope.
So if you have Beacon of Light and you put Beacon of Light on yourself and then pop that Divine Sacrifice and you're healing the tank's taking less damage, it's redirected to you, and you're getting healed for everything you heal the tank. So it gives you increased healing. So I mean, if there's spike damage going on the tank and you beacon and Divine Sac, then I feel like that's a good bonus there.
But it's 30% of all damage taken by party members.
Yeah.
So that's all of the party members.
It is. But like I'm saying, there's different uses for that. If it's a big party damage, also beacon on yourself, you're healing the tank, you're still healing through it. If there's spike damage on the tank that you're worried about, beacon on yourself. I mean, there's a lot of. I feel like there's functionality for that, for using Divine Sac and beacon.
Yeah, nothing else on the legs would do anything. Beacon of Light is gloves.
Okay, so Beacon of Light is 100% what you need to take as a healing paladin. So there was nothing else useful on the legs. So what about the chest? What are the chest ones? There's the martyrdom.
Seal of martyrdom.
There's the horn.
You know what? There's going to be more out there. We only have a small amount.
I'm just saying, from what we know.
Divine Storm, Horn of... I would say it would take Horn of Lordaeron.
Yeah, just for the buff.
As a healer, you get the buff because you're not going to use Seal of Martyrdom.
Are these going to be like things I train?
No,
they're things you have to find out in the world.
Find.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll have to play and explore to get stuff.
Okay.
So,
but if there's going to be a database, it would be on these first things that are found.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is something that we will be exploring together because this is something you've never done before.
Yeah, none of us have done this before. This is brand new. Nobody's done this.
Because sometimes when you play, you'd be like, oh, what you need is over there.
Well, yeah.
Nobody's done it.
Okay.
We don't know where it is. It's going to be somewhere.
So should we be
And I think, what did they
then?
say? Like 2 or 3. Yeah, we could stream this stuff. So 2 or 3 levels in, you get your first discovery event starts or something. So it starts pretty early on, and you start having to discover stuff, and it's just it's an adventure from there.
I'm fucking excited. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So like, and it's like 25 days away. Like so when they were announcing it, they were like, it's going to be soon. It's going to start in a few short. And I was like, are they going to say days? They're like weeks. I was like, oh, it's still good. But I was like, oh, is it going to start like this
Do
week?
you know what sucks?
I just got my sword. I'm like, November 30th. Oh, I was going to try and get into
You can still
raiding.
play Wrath. I'm still gonna keep raiding in Wrath.
Yeah. So what really sucks?
We both work mornings the 30th.
Yeah, we'll get on.
Yeah, then we're off evenings.
I know, but what if someone takes her name?
Well, the servers usually start like 3 p.m. or something, don't they? When they open a new server.
Of the
It's gonna be
30th?
like, yeah, it's gonna be like 3 or 5
A
p.m.
different name.
Yeah,
But then
add
how
a weird
can I be
H in
Sam
it for some reason.
Rolaren?
Just
You could be slash somebody else.
stop making a big deal about it. You're putting it in people's heads now to take your name.
Oh.
Just be like subtle about it. Be like,
No.
I don't care what my name is. And is there going to be just one server, or is there going to be multiple servers? There's going to be multiple servers, right?
I don't know.
I'm sure there's going to be multiple servers. So I
We
mean,
have to pick the right ones with all our friends.
yeah, but there's no server outlet. There's no servers list out yet. I don't think so. When it comes closer to the time,
They may have a reservation. You never know.
they might, but they didn't for hardcore. So
Just log on. We'll do it. I mean, how many people are going to want to be a Rolaren?
not very many. And we could come up with another
Who
name.
says I want to be
like-
Rolaren?
Yeah, you probably don't. It's a dumb name, anyways. So it's reverse psychology, Sam.
Dumb name, but hot chick.
She's old now.
I-
Not you, the real Rolaren.
That's not what I was saying. I don't even like her.
You don't like
Person who
Rolaren?
plays
You don't like
Rolaren.
Michelle Forbes?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't find
Is that
her
just
that
because
pretty.
of Battlestar Galactica?
Probably. I didn't like her in that.
You weren't supposed to like her. She was the bad guy.
We have another podcast question, but I think we already answered
Well,
it.
let's make sure we get through, because I think the rest of the podcast questions were season of Discovery
one
related.
question left.
What's the question?
And I think we already answered it, but you said continue. You want to
Ask the question.
It's from that guy. How do you say his name?
Eularen?
Is that how you say it?
Is that the one you're pointing at? I didn't
Yeah,
read
that
the
one.
stuff. Then yeah, it's
Overall thoughts on SOD. Now that Cata officially is coming, do you think you will split time between SOD and Cata, or pick one? And what do you think on the new retail saga? I feel like we answered that question. I just wanted to make
kind of, because I was
known-
saying that I don't think it's going to be an issue, because I think there's going to be enough of a gap in between SOD and Cata that it'll be like, we've been playing SOD for 6 months now. Yeah, we'll try Cata out, kind of thing, and not abandon SOD,
because we'll already be probably level cap.
Well, we'll level cap for different sections pretty quick, but yeah, there's no reason why we can't play both. I mean, Cata was never the thing that I've been looking forward to. So
I do want to try it because you keep saying I'll like it.
yeah, and we'll try it.
What about the new release? I mean, I really like the trailer. I really like the fact that what's his face, the kid, looks like Stephen Amell.
What new release?
Who?
Like the retail?
Yeah,
I didn't.
I didn't
that.
watch it.
that's
I had to. I didn't have a lot of time because we didn't get back here from our like road trip until like 3:30, and I had to pick 2 things to watch, and I watched stuff on Cata and stuff on SOD.
Do you want to put a pause in and watch it?
No,
It's 5 minutes.
I watched the stuff that was in the opening ceremonies.
So you've seen the
About
preview with Anduin. Anduin sitting there and Thrall coming up to him?
I think so. Yeah, I watched it. I mean, to be honest, I didn't care because I have no intention of playing retail. It sounded cool. Like, it sounded interesting.
I was
It
just
sounded a lot more interesting than Dragonflight.
Yeah. So beyond it being an expansion, just seeing that animation, it makes me want them to put out a movie, but not live action.
They did put out a movie. It was pretty
but
bad.
not live action.
Was that live action?
No. What?
The World of Warcraft movie?
Well, yeah, except for the orcs.
I don't
And the
remember.
Draenei.
I don't remember it being live. So either that was a movie.
So the humans were humans.
Were they really?
Yeah.
I've
I
never
don't
seen the
remember
movie.
that.
Dude, it was the guy from Vikings,
I
Never
haven't
seen
seen
it.
Vikings.
the TV show.
Yeah.
I'm aware of it. I haven't seen it. I don't know who the guy from Vikings is.
But Anduin looks like Stephen Amell.
Well, good for him. I'm proud of him.
Are you sure it wasn't?
It's
Animation.
It's tough to look like Stephen Amell. So good for him. Yeah, I don't know. I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent towards the new retail stuff because, let's be honest, I'm not going to play it.
You get Dragonflight for free.
Dragonflight doesn't seem good to me. Nothing about Dragonflight seemed particularly appealing to me. Like, what did Dragonflight have? Mounts, but more difficult.
I don't know. I didn't.
And raids, but like not ones I care about. Like, I don't know. I saw what did I see? Oh, I saw somebody was talking about.
I know it's kind of dark.
I also don't remember what Stephen Amell looks like, so I might not recommend.
The Green Arrow?
Recognize. I know what show he's in. I don't remember what he looks like. Let me see.
So I mean, it's going to be hard because for some reason it's dark now, hitting everything. Can you see that?
No, I just see a silhouette. But it does look a lot like Stephen Amell's silhouette. I'll give you that.
You're so much fun to talk to someday.
I don't remember Stephen Amell. So what was I going to say? I was saying something about Dragonflight. Oh, right. Yeah, I saw somebody was talking about. Oh, okay. He needs to shave. So somebody was talking about the. I was watching somebody talking about ICC. Yes, I get the idea now. I know what he looks like. I was watching somebody talk about ICC, and they very arrogantly and obnoxiously said, the Lich King fight in ICC is a very difficult fight. Like, few guilds are able to do it. I checked it out, and it actually is hard. Like, it's almost as hard as mid-tier Mythic Pluses from retail. I was like, shut up.
Who said this?
I don't remember whose video I was watching, but it was somebody who was talking about them, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's almost half as hard as some of the stuff the retail does." Like, oh, look at us, we play difficult raids.
I don't know if retail's
It
hard
was
or
just,
not.
it was just really, it was obnoxious, is what it was. And I was like, shut up. Like, we don't care about your
Okay,
Mythic
so I
Plus
have a
raids.
question about retail.
What?
Retail is all like, what is the difference between retail then? Like, retail is like,
A
it
lot.
tells you where things are, blah, blah, blah. What's
There's
the difference
a lot
between
of
doing
difference.
retail and adding add-ons?
It's very different. Everything about the game is different. Like, there is, like, you can play cross faction, right?
I believe so.
It's
Yeah.
basically, from what I understand, and again, I don't play retail, but what I understand is it's essentially a single player game until you reach max level, and then it's just toxic rating and grouping. Because everybody's so full of themselves and thinks everything's so awesome, and they're so good at the game. And if you try and play and you're not as good as them, you're just going to get banned from every group. And it's, from what I've seen, it's like super toxic. So, and when you're playing, like, even if you're playing with, like, say the two of us were playing on retail, doing the quests to level together, it phases us out of each other, and we have to do it solo anyways. Like, it's basically a single player game
So it's like Ice Crown.
until it becomes a toxic multiplayer game. It's so much worse than Ice Crown.
I saw a level 11 warrior run Ragefire Chasm on his own.
In retail?
But yeah, and just like didn't kill things. He just aggroed it all and took it all to the end and killed it all together.
Yeah. But it's so much harder than Classic, Al.
Yeah. Somebody commented, goes, yeah, to me this looks fundamentally broken.
It is. Yeah. It's not a game that appeals to me in any way. It just doesn't seem fun. It doesn't seem fun to me. And there's so many just complicated little things like chromie shifting and canoodle bopping and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. They got words that they use.
I've never canoodle bopped
I don't
quite
know.
so effectively as I do now.
Yeah, it's a retail skill. You've been playing your retail. You've been doing the canoodle pluses. it sounds terrible to me. Everything I've seen, heard, and read about retail just sounds unappealing.
Did you ever play retail?
We all played retail back in the day when retail was Wrath and Mists of Pandaria.
Well, that was before me. I don't remember playing retail.
You played Cataclysm and Mists of Pandaria when they were first out.
I don't remember that, but
you
okay.
did though.
Yeah, I did Warriors of Draenor because we had the.
Was that the Garrison one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was when it started to get boring to me because I just spent so much time just sitting in my garrison, sending out these weird little missions.
Oh, those still go.
Still?
There's every new expansion has new followers.
So they still use the garrisons like to this day?
I believe so.
Weird.
But no, so after the garrisons, I didn't play, but then the next one came out and gave me this one free. So I took it and I leveled through, and then I was on a boat. The one with the trolls. I forget what it's called. But I ended up on a boat and I had to send them out from the boat. I said, wait a minute, so now I have to do this here, and then I have to go back and do it for my garrison. And I go here and it's like...
Yeah, see, I played Warlords of Draenor because that was the garrison one, correct? So yes. I played that one. Not a lot. Didn't super enjoy it. And I played briefly I played some of the next expansion, and it seemed so much like a different game than what I was used to. Like I feel like that was one where you kind of got into it and it was a single player campaign and there was like rare mobs everywhere that like everybody could tag and you'd all get the loot from it, and it felt so weird and it didn't feel good to play at all. Like it just wasn't. It was one of the most unrewarding gameplay experiences I've ever had. Leveling in whatever that expansion was called. I don't even remember what it was called. That I stopped playing and didn't play.
Shadowlands.
No, I never played Shadowlands. I want to say Legion, maybe. What came out first, Battle for Azeroth or Legion?
I'm just buying time because I got a list somewhere.
What was right after Warlords?
Legion. I think you were right with Legion.
So Legion, yeah, I think it was Legion. It was so unenjoyable that I stopped playing and didn't play again until Classic.
Oh, here we are. So,
what?
I just want to see the list.
I don't even know. Oh, you're trying to find a list of the expansions?
Oh, right here. So, Warcraft, Crusade, King, Cataclysm, Mists, Warlords, Legion, Battle, Shadowlands, Dragonflight.
Okay, there's less. I thought there was more sandwiched in there for some reason. Yeah. But yeah, like Mists of Pandaria, I really enjoyed. I didn't raid much, but I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun, especially if that was the pet battle one. It's all blurry because it was so long ago. But if that's the one where they introduced the pet battling, I did so much pet battling.
I didn't break in and tell you. Yes, it was Mists.
Was it Mists? That's lame. I was really hoping that was coming with Cata. But Mists, I did a lot of 5-man dungeons, which were a lot of fun. Like the Mists 5-man dungeons were fun. That Timeless Isle or whatever.
A lot of them were in breweries, weren't they?
I remember the brewery one. Yeah. There were other ones. That was just one of them, I think. But there was the whole Timeless Isle thing where you could go and do like daily stuff and get cool items. And I remember, and the actual leveling, because I leveled a panda, and that was cool because there was new areas. There was new areas to go. I want to say 85 to 90. Is that with the leveling? Was it 85 to 90? It would
be 85 to 90.
I enjoyed the new zones somewhat. But yeah, it started to lose me a bit because it started to get less WoW-ish and more like single-player campaign-ish.
I believe Mists also introduced like the evolution of some Murlocs.
Really? I don't remember that. I don't remember that. But yeah, Warlords I didn't enjoy much. And then Legion I didn't enjoy at all. But of course I barely played it. Like I got it and played it some and was like, I hate this, and didn't play it.
So apparently this new...
Do you agree, Sam?
Yes.
The new retail, it's called the World Soul Saga. The next release...
So it was the Battle Within or something, or the Enemy Within or something like that.
Yeah.
What was that?
I'm trying to... It's going to be 3 games.
Oh. So they've announced the next 3 expansions?
It's all part of the same expansion.
Okay.
It's all part of the World Soul Saga. So
I will, you know what? Here's what we'll do. I will look more into it and we'll talk about it next episode a bit. I don't feel like talking about it while you're just like Googling it because I know nothing about it, and it's kind of slow, and I just.
Well, it's only slow to us. We can speed it up here by.
I know, but it's one of those things. Let's talk about it because it's not urgent. I feel like most of the people that listen to this podcast aren't like retail players, so I mean, it'll be an interesting thing to talk about at some point what we think of it. But like, as of right now, I know nothing about it.
If I could get a new computer that could handle all the blitz and bloops, then maybe I might dip into it. And
don't forget the Canoodle Pluses.
Canoodle Pluses. Well, let me get through Canoodles before I ask for Canoodle Plus.
Yeah. You just go plus indefinitely, and it just gets harder and harder and harder.
Plus, plus, plus.
You going to canoodle till it gets hard, Sam?
You know what I'm hoping we
get?
Much. You know what I hope we're getting plus?
What?
Something in the bottom of Teneris.
Grimba, what's it called?
Are you the Grimbatol?
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Didn't they put that down there? I thought that came out in Cata.
Yeah, I think Cata opens up. We get into there. But if we're playing Classic and they're going to do new stuff.
Maybe. Who knows?
Because that's something that just kind of starts and then stops right there at the bottom of Teneris.
Yeah. Because they just didn't finish it.
Yeah. And they have a wall there. So let's open it up and see what's in there.
Not just a wall, a door.
Let's open the door.
Well, they do in Cata.
Yeah, but not Cata door. I want it to be a different door.
It's just funny because there's places like Karazhan Crypts where they literally never finished, but you pick the place that they did eventually finish. But yeah, no, would be cool. I know there has been talk about that, and I think I even saw some comments about that. But yeah, that reminds me. Like I was watching some videos because I couldn't. Okay, first of all, man, it was a pain in the butt to watch because I wanted to go to the Blizzard site when I got home because watching it in the car on the road was a pain because there's no data signal and where we were had no internet and my data was bad. Basically, I couldn't watch stuff until I got back here. So I get back here, I go to the Blizzard site and to go and I go to the virtual spot where you can watch the videos of all the content they did over the weekend. And it takes you to this page where it's like, you can watch all the videos from BlizzCon at the Blizzard website here, or follow this link to the Blizzard YouTube channel. And I'm like, okay. So I click on the Blizzard YouTube channel, and they had a video of the opening ceremonies, which I had already seen because I watched it in the car on the way down there, and a 1 minute and 53-second recap of day 2, and nothing else. And I was like, well, I want to watch the stuff I didn't see. So I go back to the Blizzard site, and I click on the other link, and it's like, oh, watch the videos here, and I click on that, and it's just a second redirect to their YouTube channel that has no videos on it. And we're back.
Okay, so
And we're back.
if I don't even know how
Sam
I
had a
worded
question where you were gone. So.
It was a good question, and I got to figure out how to word it. So if I do the tank spec as well as heal spec,
as a paladin,
do I level to 25 as a healer and then dual spec from there?
Well, that depends on what we're playing. Like what I'm playing with you and what Al's playing. Like if you need to heal, which you may or may not. But another thing that they mentioned about the Season of Discovery, which was kind of cool, is they are drastically reducing the cost to respec. Oh. Especially at lower levels, they said. Yeah, there will be no dual spec in Classic unless they add it, which they didn't say they were going to. I feel like if they were going to, they would have said something. But they're going to make it way easier because they're adding a lot of versatility in going from spec to spec. So they said that they were going to make it much easier to respec on the fly kind of thing.
Okay.
So you may be able to
collect tank stuff then? So
yeah, you can collect both. And
I probably won't like it. I just never tried before.
I mean, it's worth a try. I mean, I feel like
there's so much.
But like, if Al can do it, I can probably do it, right?
Probably, yeah.
I just made him uncomfortable. I touched him.
So with 10 mans, I didn't watch any of the gameplay in BFD, but like with 10 mans, I don't know if it's going to be a tank and off tank situation or if it's just going to be one tank raids. There's obviously going to be multiple healers. So it's more of a comfort level thing for you. Like, are you comfortable being the focal point as the tank?
I think there might be an off.
No. Keep going.
You asked your question directly, so you answer. I'll address that after. Go ahead.
My question has nothing to do with what he said.
Oh, you didn't want to answer whether...
I don't even remember the question.
Are you comfortable being a focal point of the...
Yeah,
Oh,
because
well, what I was
tanking,
gonna
tanking
say
on its own isn't super
I
difficult.
don't know dungeons, so if I'm supposed to be the leader...
Well, you wouldn't have to be the leader, because
In the
especially
dungeon?
if we're there, well, you would be in the front, but if we're playing in the same room, well, I can be like, go left, like, or
don't
like,
ask me to go
or help
south.
you figure out what you need to pull.
Sorry, I thought you meant down.
Yeah. Should we tell that story?
You
real
might
quick,
as
Sam?
well.
We were going. So the other day, we kind of briefly teased the fact that the three of us were doing some farming dungeon runs. We were doing some heroic Forge of Souls farming. Realized that sucked, and Sam didn't have her key for Pit of Sauron yet, so we went through and we finished it
But this is
normal
'cause I was
mode and
on
got to
my
Pit of
priest.
Sauron. Did some heroic and stuff. She was on her priest. And we did wipe a number of times because it was just the three of us and we were testing some stuff out, basically.
And I was the healer.
And one of the times we were all flying back.
It was the first time.
Was it the first time we were going?
Me
Okay, so
getting
as
there.
we were heading there, Sam was following me. But I'm a paladin, so I'm naturally faster.
And I have
I
a
also
slow
have
mount.
a 310 mount, and she only has like the slow mount. So she kept losing me, and I was just like, just go south. It's straight south. So she like went down. And I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "You said go south." And I was like, "I mean,
South
south
is
on the
down.
map. South isn't down altitude." So, yeah,
Ow.
Sam got mad at me for
That's a good
pointing
one.
the-
Giving attitude. You can call it altitude.
altitude and being an owl hole. They're interchangeable.
So, tank and off tank. When I was watching the Black Fathom, I can picture there being an off tank because the ads they killed the ads, but ads would keep coming. So I think the ads are always going to spawn.
Yeah, the lady something fight they said had ads involved.
Yeah. So if you can have a tank kind of hold her over here, and then another off tank can pick up the ads and put them on the ice because
Yeah.
they'll stack up the ice and get an ice block. And then there's some kind of like lightning effect that you can use.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that if you get somebody that can off tank, whether it be a shaman, rogue, whatever,
But if Sam's a paladin, we probably won't have a shaman off tank.
pull them over onto the ice. So yeah, I can picture it being a tank off tank, but
Yeah.
not necessarily.
But we're going to be...
We even need an off tank because we're going to have so many people that can do the job with the runes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody is more versatile now, and the runes they said they're going to be swappable anytime you're out of combat. So you can swap runes if you've collected all of your runes. You can swap them fight to fight.
Do you know what I keep thinking every time I hear runes?
What?
I kind of want to watch Shadowhunters again.
Ugh. That wasn't a very good show.
No, but
But what I'm saying, what was your hands up thing when I was saying if you collected all your runes?
Oh, I hope it's not something that's in your bag. I hope it's a tab somewhere.
It sounds like it was going to be similar to the glyph tab in retail, or like in further expansions. You know how eventually the glyphs they changed from paper glyphs where you would learn it and you would have a
Yes.
menu and you could swap your glyphs in and out. I'm assuming it's going to be something similar to that. They didn't say, but that's how I'm picturing it in my head. Because no, I especially with retail bag space, not retail, especially with vanilla classic bag space, I hope we don't have 12 glyphs in our bag minimum. Like that's going to be a pain in the butt. I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of interface for it. But yeah, but what I was saying though is you would be somewhat of a focal point as a tank, but it would help you understand the game better because you have to kind of understand what
I
you're
actually
doing.
have to pay attention to what I'm doing.
You have to pay attention to what you're doing. And also, if we can get like a good enough group together with like through our Mere Casuals Discord, make our own guild kind of thing, then I feel like there would be a little bit of room there for you to not be great at first. As if you're playing with people that we know. We can be like, yeah, Sam's never tanked before.
But
We're
she
going to give
wants
this
to
a
do a
try. She's a paladin, so it's going to be easy mode.
But like, if
just
I'm
based on
terrible at
that.
it, I
We
just
can
go
swatch
back.
room.
Swatch room? We can swatch room.
If you're terrible at
I
it,
just realized what I did.
What?
You said if you're terrible at it.
Do you lift your shirt up again, Sam?
No, doesn't matter if no one noticed.
So I was gonna say we can.
Well, it's all on video.
switch.
We can find out later.
We can switch around during the raid. Who's going to do what?
Respecking, though. There's versatility, but there's a point where different roles would still need to respec.
But like, if I'm terrible at it, I'll just go back to the healing. And
Yeah.
terrible at that. I just melee.
Yeah. That's the thing. If you roll a paladin, all 3 specs are going to be good. From what I'm seeing, it looks like all 3 are going to be viable specs.
But it being good and me being good at it are 2 different things.
It's a 10-man raid. As long as the other 9 are good, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But I feel like you could tank, especially as a paladin in this SOD, because it sounds easy.
Well, what are you guys like? We've
I
been
don't know. I
focused
haven't
on what
decided yet.
I want to do, but if you guys want to be shamans, then I can't be a paladin.
Sure, you can.
I want to try a shaman at
both.
some point, but like as for my main character, I am leaning towards warrior
So that can be on
because I will kind of want to try warrior, but I don't know. Like I haven't really looked that in depth at some of the classes yet. Druid I didn't look at all because I'm like, I don't want to be a druid. Why would I even read this? But maybe I do. I don't know.
Okay.
Like mage sounds cool because I
healer.
like the whole like healing in a pinch thing. And I've always wanted to play a mage, although I never seem to be able to stick with them because I don't like them. Honestly, the 2 classes that seem the most appealing to me are paladin and warrior.
Okay.
And if I say I played a paladin as well, say we're both paladins, and you are the tank and I'm healing. If you decide that you don't like tanking, we could just swap.
Yeah.
And I'm the tank now, and you're the healer. So,
Do you have an idea of what you want to do?
Yeah, few.
what are those ideas?
Good talk.
Try,
Triangle. Al wants to be a triangle.
I answered your question. Try.
Stop
a
giving him
mage.
altitude.
Yeah.
Wait,
thinking of a
altitude's
mage.
already a word.
Yeah. I'm thinking of mage. I'm gonna look at the warlock. I'm not always a big fan of the warlocks.
Well, that's the thing. Like I saw, and I was like, oh, I would love to try the warlock, but everybody's going to be a warlock.
I think mage. You guys are gonna do paladins. I don't want to do paladin. Maybe a warrior.
But 3 paladins, tank, healer, melee.
I mean, it's not a bad thing, but like,
No, but I mean, this is a season of discovery. I want to discover.
yeah, discover something. That's kind of that's. And I might not play a paladin. I'm kind of looking at warrior. Warrior's looking through the list. Warrior's the one that I was like, oh, that sounds neat. I want to try that.
Oh, I didn't even look at a list. I just picked one.
This is what I think. Try mage. Try melee hunter. And
Warlock tank.
no, I want to see if there's a melee priest out there.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
I'm just not good at it.
Not you.
There is no melee priest as of now.
Shadow hunter.
A melee priest is called a cleric.
Oh.
We don't have a cleric.
I know. I'm just saying that's what a melee priest
Yeah.
is. It's cleric.
But this is something that was that was not inputted in the first game, but it was thought of. That's why you get a lot of cloth items with strength on it.
Oh.
I think that's just the way they itemized. I don't think that's why.
No, I think it was in the talks.
It might have been in the talks, but I mean, it wouldn't have been a cloth class.
But these are like dungeon blue drops, not randoms.
Yeah, and there's plate stuff with a bunch of spirit on it, and there's male stuff that's got int and charisma. I don't know what the other stats are, but like there's all kinds of nonsense itemization in classic. I'm sure they were talking about the possibility of a melee priest, but I don't think that's why the itemization's terrible.
All right, well, I respectfully disagree, but that's okay.
Well, keep an eye out.
But yeah,
Okay.
I should have kept this. I can still open it back up, but I want to look at the priest, see if there's any kind of melee priest.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a ton of time left because Sam needs to get to bed soon. But do we have anything else to say about SOD?
Probably, but we can go on for hours.
Well, you know what? We'll do another episode later this week for next week, and we'll know even more by then. Because
Will we?
I mean, probably. Here's the thing. People cheat. So somebody's probably going to data mine something and find something out and leak it. Or they'll release more details on how the rune system works. Like interface wise. Like they might release stuff like that. I don't know. And we'll look into the retail stuff and see if it's something we care to talk about. I wanted to end with a funny thing I saw on the internet while I was doing the research. I was actually watching when you came over here. So, did you see the Asmongold thing?
When Addie in Texas, is that the name?
I think she's in Texas, but I didn't check.
Yeah. When she linked it into our Discord again.
Was that linked in our Discord?
Discord.me, Mere Casuals.
I check our Discord.
She linked... No, I was advertising. She linked Asmongold's stream in there.
Oh, at the time?
Where was this?
Zach R-A-R. Or Zach
Rar.
So they linked it. So I watched his stream for a bit, and he eventually got in, and it was just... He was surrounded. So, yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. So I was watching it, and... So basically, to tell the story for anyone who doesn't know, most people probably know. I just wanted to talk about it so I could make fun of people. But basically, I guess he said that if they announced WoW Classic Plus at BlizzCon, he'd come back and play hardcore for a bit. So he got on the other day. I don't even know what day it was.
Yesterday.
Was it yesterday? So he got on yesterday and was surrounded by just hundreds and hundreds of his, attention-seeking minions that followed him, and he logs in and he just led this parade into Stormwind. And I get the impression, I've watched. I haven't historically watched a lot of Asmongold, but I watched a bit more when I was dabbling into hardcore, and I watched some of his older videos and stuff. And he doesn't seem like a terrible person. My first impression of him was, man, this guy's annoying. Why would anyone watch this? But he doesn't seem like he seems like a genuinely decent person for the most part. And I'm starting to get the impression the way he talks to his stream and these attention-seeking followers that follow him everywhere he goes, it almost sounds like he's mocking them when he's talking, and they just don't get it. Like he does, because there's a mocking tone there.
Are you a mockingbird?
What? Yeah, I can't do the thing, but
I'm
yeah,
not going to do it either.
Yeah. Have you watched much?
Yeah.
Do you get that impression, or is that just me projecting?
Yeah,
because I think
so.
they're all dumb.
Yeah.
I get the impression.
I've seen the inside of his house.
You've been in his house?
That's
No.
creepy.
Like his stream?
Yeah, a couple of streamers went in and they went into his house and they
broke in?
No, they were invited. They got to see the inside of his house.
Okay. That's nice.
Reminded me of an episode of Hoarders, but
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But anyways, I found it amusing because they almost crashed the server, I guess, because there was so many of them.
yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to see if anybody else got the impression that he was talking down to his followers, because they seem so annoying. They're all bouncing around and spamming him with duel requests and shouting stuff, and it's like, oh, guys, shut up.
I was going to say something. I'm not sure it'd be received very well, but I'm wondering if you should be a sponsor of Ritalin.
Yeah, probably.
Not for him.
Well, here's the thing.
His followers.
Yeah, he seems pretty mellow. But here's the thing that I have to keep reminding myself when I watch, and I don't watch his stream a lot, and he doesn't play WoW a whole lot, but especially watching his chat, anything he streams, watching his chat, and yesterday when he was in game and he had this swarm of people following, I have to remind myself that these are not 11 and 12-year-olds. These are grown adults our age. Most of them probably are. They give off 10, 11-year-old vibes, but these are grown men. Probably with jobs and families. What are you doing? It's so weird. Yeah. Why are you bouncing around? What are you doing?
Well, when he logged off yesterday, I think he was just saying, "Oh, well, maybe I'll just come back tomorrow. I just wanted to play." He just kind of went.
Well, I don't think he can play.
He couldn't. I don't
think he can play at all. No, I don't think he can play. I don't think he can play WoW anymore. Because whenever he logs on anywhere, if people find out it's him, he's just swarmed.
Well, what he's got to do is just make a character not his name and not stream it.
Yeah, people will figure it out. Find him. You know what people are like.
Only if he says something.
It's like a bunch of 11-year-olds with resources.
Settlers of Catan, yeah.
Yeah. They all got wood and wheat.
Ooh. I took a picture. I wanted to send it to you. I guess we can always cap it off on this. I don't know if you're done talking about.
I'm done. I'm done in general, just because, like, not like I'm done, but like we need to finish this up. So
there's a new Monopoly game at Costco.
Is it like Settlers of Catan then?
No, it's Costco Monopoly.
what?
The chance and the community chest cards are like executive and regular memberships.
That's weird.
Like, what are the towns?
They're not towns. They're Costco stores around the world.
So it's just like Ottawa, Costco.
No, I didn't see much Canada on there, but they had stuff all over it, so I'd have to take another look. But no, they have it out and they have like stapled the thing, so it's up.
That's so weird. That's just really weird. Like, what is Monopoly doing?
What's Costco doing?
Someone's going to buy it.
No, people will buy it, but like, at what cost?
Sam. Well, I think 40, 30,
It's
30
too
40
much.
Yeah.
If you paid me $40, I would take that game.
Do Costco members get a discount?
I wouldn't pay it. Yeah, I wouldn't play it. You'd have to pay extra.
Not members. Do Costco employees get a discount?
Costco employees do not get a discount.
Well, that's lame.
They never have.
Super lame.
I have a question for you guys.
Is this a podcast question, or is this
I
a
don't
we're
know.
done
The
recording?
Podcast people could answer it if they want to.
Okay.
Is it too early to wear Christmas scrubs?
That's outrageous.
Every time.
It is a little weird, though.
So it's too early?
Oh, the weather outside.
Go to Discord and let us know.